What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Yo, I had some technical difficulties like a mug today, but we back. We in the building. What up to my friends and family? I'm so excited to be back in the studio. I can't believe that my camera just started working out of nowhere. Literally, the camera just started working out of nowhere. But I am happy to be here with you guys today. Thank you for continuing to rock out with me. Thank you for your patience. We in the building. What up, though? I'm back in the studio. Yeah, I'm back in the studio. They said that, Anton, you can't be in the studio rocking out. I said, I'm back in the studio. Out here, kicking it, doing what we do. Great space to be in. Yo, I'm very excited to be before you guys today. So before we get started, let me make sure that I acknowledge my friends and my family. They say this is the strongest platform podcast to date. Absolutely. Back in the studio with the black. See, when I'm at home, I got the white tee. When I'm in the studio, I got the black tee. So it's a little different. I got my switchboard. I got everything. Y'all want to know what I be using when I be in the studio? So this is what I shouldn't be telling y'all all of that. I got all of the best equipment. I got everything. I'm going to say that for the chasers. If you're not a part of the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm saving that for the chasers. We give all of the best insight and information over to the chasers. Let me first acknowledge my peoples on Cash App. Shout out to Christopher Mayberry. Christopher says, should I reinvest dividends? Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure that you stay invested with dividends. Is one of the best things that you can do. The best way to make sure that you capture all of the monies financially is to make sure that you're compounding whatever it is that you make off of it. So you don't draw the profits from it. You reinvest everything back into it. You see what I'm saying? So if you have dividends, if you're getting dividend payments, if you invested in Microsoft, if you're invested in Coca-Cola, which I'm invested in both of those, and both of those issue a dividend payment, then we just reinvest it back into the company because we want that money working for us too. So every dollar that you get, and shout out to Christopher Mayberry on Cash App, I appreciate you. Every dollar that you get, you reinvest back into the business, right? And not only do you defer, but you also make sure that you're capturing the most money because we want all of our employees working for us. Every dollar is an employee, and we want every employee working for us. Shout out to my guy, Mike. That dude is in the building. Shout out to my guy, Mike. That dude always holding me down. He don't even say nothing. He just hit me off and say, what up, though? I got to acknowledge a couple of super chats, and then we're going to get started with the show. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, y'all. JD says, get that brother 19 keys on the morning show to drop gems for us bag chasers. I don't know much about 19 keys. I don't know much about 19 keys, but if you guys want me to reach out to him and say, what up, though, I'll do my research, and then I'll find out what's happening with 19 keys. So, JD, I will definitely look into that. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to support the platform. This is much easier. It's different when you're working from home and you got to do all of that. But when you start to get back into the ring of things in the studio and you can go back and kick it and do what you're doing on a regular basis, it's way easier to be able to handle these stuff. Mara says, Tyrese feel abuse to the point he want to be Latino. Is that what he said? Did y'all send that to me inside of my email? That's interesting. Also, B Humbug is in the building, says it's a good day to have a good day. That's a fact, though. Shout out to my people. All right, so listen, let's get a little bit of the housekeeping out of the way. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Likes, subscribers. Shout out to my people on Patreon. Shout out to my people on Cash App. Shout out to the people that support the platform. Also, shout out to the people that's on Facebook and YouTube. And in addition to that, I also want to make sure that you guys understand that the best time to get inside of the bag chasers is the beginning of the month. So we got Stock Club coming up this weekend, and I got a video dropping for y'all this weekend on Patreon. So I'm very excited to be making sure that I get you guys the information that you need in order to. Aiden Ross got scammed by Playboy Cardi too? Interesting. What up, One Conservative Chick? What up, friends? What up, Messy? What up, A.R. Taylor? All right, so listen. Yeah, we're going to get to it. We're going to get it popping, and we're going to make sure that we run it up. All right, make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. You got to take care of that. You got to make sure you're doing the thing that's in your best interest. Okay, so y'all going to tell me who was tricking or who got tricked on? Can I propose a discussion topic for Stock Club? Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. Absolutely. We can go over that this weekend. Shout out to Mr. Lott. We're going to go over that this weekend. I got that I'll put that in my notes, and we'll go over that. So shout out to you for the suggestion. And Stock Club is dope. If y'all don't know, like, we really get it in on Stock Club. We really get it in on Stock Club. So that's a Patreon exclusive only. That will never be for the general public. Your car says, imagine a group of who actually want to see each other succeed is rare, huh? If you found the chasers, then don't miss your blessing. It's a reason why we can give super chats and cash apps every day. That's a fact, though. All right, y'all. Shout out to my dog, your car. I love your car. That's a fact. That is a fact, though. All right, y'all ready to get into the show? All right, let's get to it. So, what do we do first? What do we do? I'm starting to get back into the groove of things. Give me a second to get my bearings all around me. What do we do? Quick hits? All right, let's get into quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Quick hits is a segment of the show where we don't think that it needs a whole lot. Like, we don't need all of this other stuff. We don't think it needs a whole segment to it. But we definitely want to keep y'all up to date on what's going on out here in these streets, man. So, first part of quick hits. Oh, man, look at me. I ain't even got my cameras on no more. First part. Okay, hold on. There we go. First part of Quick Hits is they telling me that Killer Mike got arrested at the Grammys. Y'all know anything about that? Let's find out.
Rapper Killer Mike won 3 Grammys tonight, including Best Rap Album. And then this happened. This video from Chris Gardner of The Hollywood Reporter shows the rapper being escorted out of Crypto.com arena by LAPD officers. Police say Killer Mike, whose name is Michael Render, was handcuffed and arrested after a physical altercation. He was booked at LAPD's Central Division for misdemeanor battery and released.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our...
So they saying that Killer Mike was arrested right after he won a whole bunch of Grammys. Hey, let me ask y'all a question before we get into this whole Killer Mike conversation. Is the Grammys really a thing anymore? Like, do people really care about the Grammys like that? Why do people even go to the Grammys in the first place? Right? According to Time magazine, Killer Mike was arrested at the Grammys after sweeping the rap categories. It says the news of his arrest came minutes before the awards ceremony began, according to the reporter Chris Gardner, who was at Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles when Killer Mike was escorted in handcuffs away. Recorded the incident, which is what you just seen. It says an official tells someone on his team that it's possible he may be released later tonight from the arena. Unclear if he's being booked here and what he's being charged with. Representatives didn't immediately respond. Apparently, it was something with regard to assault. He got into an altercation with somebody, and then he gave his Grammy speech or whatever like that. But yeah, man. So I don't know. They real vague on the details. I've been kind of researching this. He did win 3 Grammys. He did win 3 Grammys, and one of them was for like best rap performance and all of this stuff. He got arrested for a misdemeanor charge unrelated to the Grammys. I don't even care about the Grammys. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not even care about the Grammys. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. Congratulations to Killer Mike for his stellar album. I did some research on how he put together that album just because I'm kind of a hip-hop head. But no, I mean, the Grammys ain't what they used to be. But I know that people really, really care about getting a Grammy. But shout out to Killer Mike. Also on top of that, Patrick Mahomes' father, Sr., was arrested for a DWI charge right before the Super Bowl.
Some super trouble before the Super Bowl for the father of NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Police arresting this man. That is the father of Patrick Mahomes. Jail records showing Patrick Mahomes Sr. taken into custody this morning on the charge of driving while intoxicated for the 3rd time or more. This happened in Smith County, in the Tyler area of that county. Back in 2018, Pat Mahomes Sr. received a 40-day jail sentence for a second DWI offense. Again, his son, Patrick Mahomes Jr., arguably the biggest name in the NFL right now, set to lead the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers next Sunday right here for Super Bowl 58.
So shout out to Pops. I think that Patrick Mahomes probably has some of the biggest people right in his own household and around him working against him, because his brother is a POS. His younger brother is always trying to take the spotlight, and he a POS. His girlfriend is, or his fiance / wife is always in the news for being for the streets, or, you know, just doing too much and all of that. And then his dad, his 3rd DWI right before the Super Bowl. I almost think that Patrick Mahomes is almost like he's GOAT status just because of all of the things that he got to overcome, just for the fact that he got to deal with his parents, and he got to deal with his chick, and he got to deal with his brother, and he got to deal with his whole family. And so the fact that he's able to continue to stay focused, considering that he got all of these people working against him. How come when people start to get, don't y'all realize, listen, if you got a friend, let's say you're not the one that pop off, but let's say you got somebody that's around you that wind up becoming a public figure, and they wind up becoming awesome. Shout out to Jason Christian. Let's say you got somebody that's a public figure and they big or whatever like that, right? Don't y'all realize that y'all have to change your behavior because you are also affecting what happens to them? That people, when they realize that they can't get to them, the first thing that they're going to do is get to you because they want to make them look bad through you. and you're not even the one, like you're not the center of attention. You don't have to talk a lot. You don't have to do a whole lot. All you got to do is be quiet. All you got to do is be quiet and win. That's it. Don't be in the spotlight. Don't have no stupid stuff that happened to you. Don't cause attention for the person that you're around. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Now, it's not just enough to just be a public figure in what you do. It's also what happens with the people that surround you. And so we live in an uncharted territory in which social media extends over into us all. And so you got to be very, very careful because you don't know how you're affecting somebody else with your behavior. So long story short, we all got to be on our best behavior because you messing up the bag. And under no circumstances do you mess up the bag. And I'm very, very thankful that my family get that. My daughter, my 16-year-old, 15 going on 16-year-old daughter understands that her behavior affects what happens with daddy. And so she can't be out here being stupid, embarrassing me, doing dumb junk. My chick, she understands that. My mom understands it. My brothers understand it. Everybody around me understands to play their role and play their position. It's that simple. Play your role. Why you getting arrested? Why you doing a whole lot? Why you on social media? Yeah, his dad did play baseball. He played for the Minnesota Twins, I believe. He played for the Twins. What up, Tamara? What's happening? Anyways, let's continue. And then over in California, they're declaring a state of emergency. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen.
This morning, the historic storm bearing down on California is bringing torrential rain, life-threatening floods, punishing winds, and mudslides. 40 million people are under flood alerts. Several months' worth of rain could fall by Wednesday.
That guy barely got through. We got easily a foot of water here. The streets across Santa Barbara are filling up.
Santa Barbara's airport shut down last night, inundated with water. Road conditions also treacherous. This SUV on the 5 freeway skidding onto the shoulder, then flipping over.
Flash flood warnings on the map, winter storm warnings for feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada. And that slow mover goes north for a little bit, but it's about, look at the timing, never stops pumping moisture toward Los Angeles, eventually Orange County and San Diego.
Rare hurricane force winds reaching up to 80 miles per hour, toppled trees and ripped down power lines. 900,000 power outages were reported overnight. This tree slamming down onto a parked car in North Hollywood. In Santa Rosa, north of San Francisco, a driver was seriously injured when a tree crushed his vehicle. First responders needed more than an hour to free him.
The solo driver, that driver sustained major unknown injuries and was transported to a local hospital.
And to the north, in Oregon, a narrow miss. This vehicle losing control, careening off the road. Police now warning drivers to check their tire treads and slow down in the rain. Back in California, swift water rescue teams are on standby across the state.
So essentially, California is always under duress, but it's not necessarily the worst thing, right? Because I know that they got like a lot of floods and flood warnings and all of that stuff, but actually California has been begging, practically propositioning for rain because their reservoirs and everything is so far down and they basically be operating out of a drought. And so, as a result, they be telling all of the people that's in California to conserve water, don't water your grass, go get all artificial turf or some crap like that for their grass. So California actually wanted the rain. I'm not sure that they wanted it all at one time to where you basically flood it out, but California wanted the rain. For all of my people that's out there in California, Sacramento and stuff like that, be very, very safe. Drive slow. Don't think that you're the king of the road just because you got a 4x4. Just because your car sit a little bit higher up, don't think that you can traverse through a whole terrain of water without stalling out your engine and messing up the car. I've seen a lot of people doing that, right? So be very, very careful. Don't think that you're crazy. Over here in the Midwest, a lot of people, when it snows, they think just because they got 4x4s that they can go crazy and they can drive at regular speeds. Then I'll be seeing them careen off into a ditch and then their car got to get towed out and stuff like that. Be very careful. Drive slow. If you don't have to, don't go out in it. Wait for everything to get back on. I'm sure Gavin Newsom got everything under control with their underfunded government, but they're going to get to it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's your quick hits. You guys wouldn't believe how excited I am to be back in the studio. Make sure y'all get that T. Hanley 30% off your first order. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell just happened? I don't know what other noise. Do you want me to hit the party noise? Get the air horn. I don't know. I have a limited amount of maybe I get the Tiffany Dalton thing, right? But sister said, "Hello, Mr. AD. This is for you for the concert you performed on Saturday night on the After Hour show for my You Are Not Alone rendition." Said, "She is my you remember all my songs that I performed." She also says, "Maniac, we're on point. Evangelist, comedian, singer too. What's next? Get that man his $30 million, but $50 million. P.S. How can a Patreon member sponsor a show?" Oh, man. Listen, of all the things that I'm shy of, I am very shy of asking for the people to sponsor a show. I am. I'm incredibly appreciative. I am very, very thankful. I know that you guys don't have to do it. I do not ask for super chats. I do not ask for cash apps. But you guys see the value that we bring and the entertainment and the love and the game and the insight and the information. And so I've learned to accept blessings and be appreciative. You guys taught me that a couple of weeks ago. Y'all was giving me the third degree as a result of that. So I've learned to appreciate it. But I do not want you guys to sponsor a show. All right. And let me tell you why. Because sponsorships come with other people getting benefits from getting more visibility from it. So if you got a business, then that may be different. We are actively working on, we got our, we got a bunch of marketing material that we got sent out to certain people that we negotiating with. So we've been negotiating with different sponsors for certain brands and stuff. So no, I'm not going to shut down the live this time, but let me get that back up. But we are working on different brands and stuff like that. So I don't want y'all to sponsor the show because I'm here for, like, you know, y'all see the value in what we're doing. So I just like to acknowledge y'all. But I don't want y'all to give me money to sponsor the show unless you got something like a business or something like that, right? So I am very thank you. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you for recognizing the talent and the show and the effort and the dedication that we give on a regular basis. You are absolutely, positively appreciated. Everybody from $1 to whatever it is that you've given, I have to make sure that I acknowledge y'all, all right? Shout out to you, sis. I love you. Let me leave that started because I got to come back to that a little later on today. Let me also acknowledge the car concierge says, "Raining so bad here in Cali, I'm flying back to Indiana." Shout out to the car concierge. I appreciate you. Sister, I got to acknowledge you towards the end of the show also. Jason says, "I got this for you. Just dropped this 20 ball off inside of the Bag Chasers." Thank you, my friend. If y'all not a part of the Patreon members, if y'all not a part of the Bag Chasers, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you get that T. Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's true, Takar. Yeah, Car, that's true. Antonio Watkins says, "Get Rita to Monica 3000s." Shout out to Antonio Watkins. I appreciate you, big dog. All right, let me go ahead and get into the show. We got to get back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to Enforcer 2K9. I appreciate you also. All right, y'all ready to get into the show? Let's get to it, y'all. First things first. Did y'all know it was a $1 million giveaway in Dalton? Did y'all know that? I bet y'all didn't know that. What up, Fresno? Sharon, I appreciate it. Did y'all know it was a $1 million giveaway courtesy of, I was about to call her Fani Willis. Courtesy, they all starting to run together for me now. Yes, it is. Somebody sent this to me. I have not watched it yet, so I'm reacting to it for the first time. But there is a news article that's basically breaking down that despite the fact that they got multiple different water main breaks in Dalton, despite the fact that this chick is under duress, despite the fact that She got everybody on her head and everybody is watching her and all eyes is on her. She never showed up when it came to the shooting, the recent big shooting that hit the news over in Dalton. The shootout. Shout out to AL. I'm going to read that shortly. But she giving away $1 million. Now, again, I have not seen this. I don't know what it is. But let me just go ahead and review it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This can't be real. This cannot be real.
New complaints tonight about Dalton's mayor, with village trustees raising questions about her security detail.
It comes in the wake of a wild shootout Wednesday morning. WGN's Julian Cruz is at the Village Hall with more.
Good evening. Henyard's extravagant spending at five-star hotels and first-class travel on expensive out-of-state trips, first uncovered by WGN Investigates.
Shout out
the
to
new
Nikita.
Scrutiny as the controversial South Suburban mayor announces a $1 million giveaway on Facebook.
$1 million giveaway. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure of anything like that.
Dalton resident Andrea Smith and others we talked to puzzled by this Facebook post, with a smiling Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton and Thornton Township supervisor, touting a $1 million giveaway.
And it's a shame that you do get dragged in the media for things people just say, hearsay.
Dalton's mayor.
Is this real? This cannot be real. No way. No freaking how. Now I got to go on Facebook and pull it up myself. Time Dog got to go on Facebook and pull it up myself, because I need to see what's going on over here in Dalton. I'm very curious as to how things are playing out in Dalton. Let me go on Facebook, on the Facebook. You know how old people say, hey, have you been on the Facebook lately? No, I haven't. But I'm definitely, oh, look at these beauties up on my Facebook. Let me see. Tiffany Henyard. There she is, a super mayor. Is that her? The super mayor? Is this her right here? It's her, the super mayor. Let's see, 19 hours ago she wrote, "It amazes me how people try to turn good into evil, but the devil is a lie. We must band together to fight this evil." Who's the evil one? Better believe one thing is for sure, and two things is for certain. Is she taking my talking points? I will always stand in the fire for my people. I'm giving away oh, Tiffany. Tiff, say it ain't so. I'm giving away $1 million to help people with their mortgage or rent. So if you need help, come out and apply applications online. You giving it away, Tiff? Or is this as a result of what Thornton Township and all of that other? Oh, God.
It's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor. I'm going to give a moment for people to come in so I can talk about this $1 million giveaway. So, share it with the world. Because y'all know one thing about your Super Mayor is I'm going to always put on for my city. On. That part. So come on in. I'm going to give you like 2 minutes. I know y'all been waiting. Try to wait till everybody get off work before we did this live.
He said, I'm always put on for my city, on for my city. She been listening to Jeezy.
I love what I do, and I love making sure that the people get everything. I'll see y'all.
This needs to be its own show itself, right here. Just one big reaction.
Hey,
boo.
Service. You got to have a heart for the people in order to do this job that you see me do so effortlessly. And I just want people to know that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. But today, I'm going to educate you on a couple things. Before we start with the $1 million that I know you all are tuning in for, I want to tell you what the township actually do. A lot of people don't know the township exists. Over 80% did not know Thornton Township exists. People in South Holland, Lansing, Riverdale, Harvey, it's sad that people did not know that you had a resource center in your own backyard. For those that don't know what a township supervisor and board does, we are a resource center. We help you with all the things as relates to a necessity. So your light bill, your gas bill, your water bill. I even help bury your loved ones. People don't know that. We help here at the Thornton Township up to $1,000. So if you're struggling and you cannot afford to pay for burial, you cannot afford to cremate a loved one, please reach out to us. That's in our General Assistance Department. A lot of people don't even know that exists, but it exists here in your township. And you must, let me repeat, you must live in Thornton Township in order to benefit from these resources that we have. Something else that GA does, which is general assistance, we also help pay other bills such as mortgage and rent to assistance. So if you need help with things like that, guys, I need you to reach out. Call our line, 708-596-6040. Again, 708-596-6040. And then press the extension for whatever you need. We have a food pantry. We have transportation. We have senior services. We have after-school programs.
So here's the thing, and I'm glad that I had Dr. Nikita on the show, because Dr. Nikita basically broke it down and said that, in a nutshell, that Thornton Township, or this entire position, or this specific place, exists for the people. But there have been reports and there's been news articles and all of this stuff that basically highlights how they've been slacking on making sure that they allocate the resources properly, but then at the same time, they're using it, and she's acting like she's giving it away, when in reality, it's already allocated for the people, as far as for the people to do whatever it is that they needed to do, right? And so she's leveraging this and saying that, oh, I'm giving this away to the people, when in reality, the job of the township supervisor is to make sure that the resources is allocated appropriately, right? I don't know, man. I'm very confused as to what the hell is going on.
We also have wheelchair ramps that we give to our seniors and our veterans. So I just want people to know that I care, and that I really, really, really give up my life for community, people I don't know. And it's a shame that you do get dragged in the media for things people just say, hearsay. And I just wish that people will check facts before you judge. Don't judge anybody, because at the end of the day, you cannot judge anybody. You only got one person to answer to, and that's you and God. Because when it's that time, everybody that you've been kikiing with, hanging with, keeping up mess and turmoil with, guess what? They're not going to be nowhere to be found. So I just need you guys to take a moment and understand that I am human too. And I do have a heart and feelings and emotions too. And you guys see that I wear it on my sleeve majority of the time. But I'm going to go through it, but at the end of the day, watch me grow through it. And I want you guys to see this as you see me elevate. I've had amazing opportunities before me. I got the opportunity to go to the White House. Yes, the White House. Thank you, President, for the invite, and I thank you for all the love and support that you.
How many of y'all Listen. We all know who she's referencing, what she's referencing, and who she's talking to. We all know who she talking to and what she referencing. We know she watched the interview. We know she check into the show. It ain't just your people. You ain't paying. You ain't silly. You ain't confused. You know who she talking to. Look, she's speaking directly to us without necessarily saying, hey, you getting it? Talk to us. Talk to me. Listen. Baby. Baby, you can't win this. You can't win this. I don't know who you think you talking to and when you was talking to him, but I'm from Detroit, Michigan. 48221. Green Lawn between Norfolk and Chippewa. And somehow, some way, they let me get a microphone. I don't know why they let me do that, but they gave me a microphone. Family, you are really, really barking up the wrong tree. I am like Omar in these YouTube streets. I am Omar when these. See, listen. It's better to be my friend than it is to be that other side, on that other side. Tiff. Hen. I love you. I love you like a father loves his son. I love you like a dad loves his pet iguana. I love you like a man like his side chick. I genuinely do. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is on everything. This is on my father's grave. I have refrained from coming at you or talking about you or deep diving into you as much as I possibly could. Like, it's been people that surround me like, oh, Anton, let her breathe, let her go do it. I've been chilling. And you know why I've been chilling? Because I don't take it personal. Like, you're a public figure and you're using taxpayer dollars to do some of the most egregious things that's happening out here in these streets. And so because I'm objective, I just have to report based off of what the information is given to me. That ain't got nothing to do with me having anything to do with you personally. You know what I'm saying? So if people want to express how you misusing funds or taxpayer dollars and stuff, then I'm just trying to be cool. But don't do this. Listen, keep it G. You're an elected official. You don't want to go down this path. You really don't want to go down this path because I will haunt you in your dreams. I will be at the steps of Dalton. I will be showing up in your city. I am the last person. I will be doing my show from a hotel room right next to wherever it is that you exist at. My security is deeper than your security. I guarantee. I promise you. My security is deep, and they better paid. They are better paid. This is the last thing you want to do. Now, I'm not petty because in 2024, I declared that I was going to be different. But let me continue to see what this is saying. I didn't know we was going down this path today. I didn't even know that you did a Facebook post. I'm just discovering it just like the rest of the streets.
You're going to give the soft land. I got a lot of great information to tell you. When we did have our conversation, yes, me and the President of the United States had a one-on-one conversation as it relates to what we're going to do in the soft land. So stay tuned for that because I'm going to show you that. I'm going to tell you that. And I want you to stay focused and have tunnel vision when it comes to the mess because there's so many messy people, but they don't want you to get your flowers. And I am here today to give you your flowers as your super mayor, Tiffany A. Henyard. So first, I'm going to start with transportation. We have a transportation department here at Thornton Township. So if you're watching, if you're a senior, go for a show out and enjoy all Thornton Township building in Riverdale.
390 to 400 people. That's strictly on a Wednesday. 800.
Your name, 2 big seats, and I have become a person that care about where we go from here. I'll say that. That's what I care about. I care about planting the seed and watching it grow. I care about laying the foundation so those that come after me won't have it as tough as me. But as I always say, I am the Martin Luther Kings. I am the Malcolm X, the Harriet Tubmans, the
Jesus Christ. This is called extreme narcissism. Extreme narcissism, okay? Listen. Y'all got to be careful of what the heck is going on out here in these streets. Because if this chick is not delusional and narcissistic at best, I don't know what is. She literally just compared herself to Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X. Jesus Christ.
Rosa Parks. I am
Rosa Parks?
Those individuals. And they too have stood in controversy or mess because they was the first. We talk about them, we read about them in school. And now you will read about your true person, which is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, in the schools. I will be in the history books. I will be forever talked about, written about. I'm going to make sure my narrative is out there as well. I don't want no one telling my story or writing my chapter, because we're in chapter 2 right now. And in chapter 2, you're going to see everything change course. Everything. Because now I am talking. Now I'm going to tell you the facts, because everybody put all this stuff out there, and now I want you to see what.
She talking to you, Doc, Nikita, Keita, baby girl Keita. You know she talking to you, right?
It really is, with truth, paperwork, truth. Then judge. Don't judge people off of what people say, because that reminds me of high school. You know how you was in high school and people just talk about people? That's what this is right now. We all grown.
Hey, she getting off her rocks right now. This was supposed to be about helping the people when it came to Thornton Township. And she said, look, you won't smoke? I got you. She got an opportunity to really, I didn't know that Tiff was getting this in. All right, Tiff. Hey, Keita, you hear what she's saying, right?
But we still gossiping and having a watch party. But I hope you're watching this watch party, though, right?
We watching.
This is what we do right here, the real watch party, where you want to hear from your leader, where you want to hear from your person that actually governing the towns. Please love on each other, guys, because life is short. I say this all the time. You here today, gone today. It ain't here today, gone tomorrow no more. I just want you guys to know that this too shall pass. I'm going to keep it there. The $1 million. I know you are all tuned in for this $1 million, so we're going to talk about that. But I just want to keep on encouraging people to keep on keeping on. Because guess what? They talked about Jesus Christ, right? And he died for our sins.
She can't stop talking about herself. She can't stop. She can't stop talking about herself. She's supposed to be talking about what is going on with the people, and she out here talking that talk. Ooh-wee. Listen, all you got to do is let me know, and we can get to it. We can have a real life conversation right here. You ain't even got to leave Dalton. We can have listen, you ain't got to sneak this. Is that what we doing? Is that what politicians do? They sneak this now?
So I just want you guys to know that people gonna always have something to say, and people don't talk about people that ain't doing the work. Obviously, you're doing the work. You're doing something right. They only talk about those that's running circles around people that been there for years. People have had these seats for years, and what they have not done is people have not given back to the people. So every program that we create, every opportunity that we make sure that we put it for the people first. When me and my team meet, we talk about how can we budget our funds for community. We talk to people in the
Does that also include that trip to Vegas? First class?
Communities, and they tell us, hey, we are like a water park, for instance. I'm using that example. Hey, we are like a ice rink, outdoor skating rink, or
Hey, she talking directly to you, Doc, because you mentioned the ice rink and the skating rink or whatever. And so since she was talking about it, now she's speaking specifically. But let me tell you how people sneak this, right? What they do is they throw out something before they actually reference what it is that they want to address, right? So let's say, for example, I wanted to talk about your hair, but then I didn't want to make it seem like I was directly addressing your hair, but I still wanted to address the issue. What I would say is, because I don't even like when chicks wear nails like this. And then even when they wear their hair like that, it's an ad hominem, but it's a white lie combined, all mixed together. And you know what makes her so delusional is that she actually genuinely, I don't believe that she thinks that she's wrong. I think that she really believes that she's right. She genuinely is standing on business. And when she go to sleep at night, she say, yo, they attacking me. Or it's because I'm black, or because, I'm the next Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X. And they talked about them and they talked about Jesus. What makes you think they're not going to talk about me? She genuinely believes that she's right. And so they sneak at these, they throw things in, it's real strategic, in order for them to really, really be able to run in the Victim Olympics. You're right, A-Dunn. Run in the Victim Olympics. Let's see what she got to say. No need in talking about the news. She talked about it herself.
You know what? We need another food pantry. Those are the type of things that we talk about. But what I want you guys to know is There's 3 referendum questions on the ballot. The main one I want to talk to y'all about is the mental health. Mental health is really dear to my heart because a lot of people come here to Thornton Township for help because they're dealing with mental issues. So whether it could have been a death in their family, mental illness, it has somewhere to turn to. It's a shame that every other township have voted for mental illness resources to be in their township. We have to do the same exact thing. And currently right now, I want to make sure I provide a way so our people go through chemo and radiation. I'm going to bring on Tanika because I want you guys to know to do better. I'm innovative. I'm the one that's going to actually go out, do the work, do the research. I always ask the lawyer what I can do and what I can't do. And when they give me the green light, I come and I show up and show out for y'all.
So she's talking to the lawyers now. I'm curious. Do she go out and do the research when she went out to Vegas, when Doc, or when she go out to these conferences and Doc go out and she actually, Dr. Nikita was saying that she actually go out and she was going to the classes, but Tiff was over there in the hotel room having a good time. I wonder if she was doing that. Did she go out and do the research, or does she make sure that the other people go out and do it while she out here having a good time? Interesting. You know, I didn't allocate time to spend this amount of energy on this.
And I'll produce it here on my own platform where people can't dictate what they tell you. Because I hate when they cut and chop stuff up. They tell you half of what I say and not the entire truth. So I just want you guys to know that we have Township Talk every 4th Wednesday of the month. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. where you will hear from Supervisor Tiffany Henry here in Thornton Township. Location is 333 East 162nd Street. Please show up if you want answers to questions. Please come down there.
What day is that? Let me see this again. Hold on. Let me back up.
I always ask the lawyer what I can do and what I can't do. And when they give me the green light, I come and I show up and show out for y'all. And I'll produce it here on my own platform where people can't dictate what they tell you. Because I hate when they cut and chop stuff up. They tell you half of what I say and not the entire truth. So I just want you guys to know that we have Township Talk every 4th Wednesday of the month. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. where you will hear
4th Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. 4th Wednesday, every 4th Wednesday of the month. Okay.
From Supervisor Tiffany Henry here in Thornton Township. Location is 333 East 162nd Street. Please show up if you want answers to questions. Please come down there. Was it last month? This month. This month it was really good. Well, we in February. So last month it was really good. People came out. They listened to every department and what they do in every department, and if they needed help or resources, they was able to talk to them and get it right then and there. So what I want people to know, because my job is to educate, God gave me this platform, and with this platform I'm gonna make sure I give the information out, because y'all know the saying, our people will what? Perish for lack of knowledge. I want you to know, so I'm gonna give you the tools to know what we got going on. Also, computer lab. We have computer lab is open at that I just mentioned today. Food box, call the food pantry. They will deliver it to your home. You must be a
75 minutes.
Senior, disabled person, or veteran. So make sure you do that, and we will make sure you get what you need. I have done, which is make history, which is historic. Positive outlook and just stay focused. And it don't bother me due to the fact that I got a lot of angels around me, and I just love you. Come on, thank you. I love you, baby. I love you. And I love you, Justice. I love you because they always keep me grounded and keep me just strong. Without them, man, I don't know what we'd do. And thank you to my parents too. Y'all are awesome. And yeah, your daughter still made history. So y'all can still gloat because people don't like them to talk about what I have done, which is make history, which is historic. People want to talk about negative stuff. And it's a shame that you can't even appreciate the moment that you have made right here, right now. So I'm going to continue to do that. And that's why y'all see me be funny about it, because I can only tell my story through humor. And when I do make videos of things, that's just how I can express it sometimes. And it's amazing that the news take clips from all my videos. It's just, I don't understand it. You just want to interview, just call. But except those other, no, never. But yeah, just call and I will help. I will help. From all my videos, it's just, I don't understand it. You just want to interview, just call. But except those other, no, never. But yeah, just call.
I'm gonna respond to this in a minute. Come on, let's.
And I will help. I will help because I did go to the White House. That was dope. All the other videos you saw, I do know that I am a politician as well. And with that being said, you might see a video where it might be a diss video or something, but that's doing my campaign mode. Campaign mode, two different things. Campaign mode, business mode. Campaign mode, nah, that is different. So I just want you to understand it. So when they be taking the video, chopping it up, acting like I made it up as of now, and it was probably 2-3 years old from when it was election season. So I just want to make sure that you know the truth, Tiffany Henry. I don't care what nobody else say. All you got to do is judge me for what I do. Because you got people around here not liking people because of what somebody else said. You don't even know the person. That's like somebody come and tell me not to like you, and I don't even know you. But now they put all this dirt on your name and I'm walking around not liking you for what reason? Make it make sense. Why? We are grown. I keep saying this is not high school. Stop it. Judge me for what I do. My work speaks for itself. Not what people claim I do, allow me and say I do. I won 24 lawsuits. So it can't be Tiffany. Yeah, I know y'all wanted to be Tiffany, but it's not Tiffany. Sorry. It's the people that's actually keeping up the mess and tearing down their communities in the process is the problem. And y'all have to stay focused on that. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to those that throw the rock and hide their hand. Pay attention to those that's pointing the finger when it's 3 more pointing back. Pay attention, but you're not. I need you to pay attention. So now that's why I'm going to speak. And I'm going to tell you the facts over fiction. Facts over fiction. So it's called Truth Speaks, Tiffany Henry on the Move podcast. Thank you again for watching.
Tiffany Henry on the Move podcast.
Good night. I'll see you guys Monday. Download the application. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
All right. So, what shall we do about this? What should we actually do about Tiff, y'all? How do y'all think we should handle this? I'm going to let the people. I'm the people's mayor. I'm the people's mayor today. How should we handle this? What do you guys think we should do in order to ensure that we get the best results? Because remember, guys, we don't want y'all attacking her. I know it's well over 2,000 people that's watching this on multiple different platforms right now in real time. We don't want y'all attacking her. I'm not advocating for y'all to do anything that's out of character, but I'm just curious. How should we address this? And realize, her mouth is moving, making sounds. Hold her all the way accountable, petty and all. Supermayor, pull up on Wednesday. Bipolar interview and pull up. Get there, try to get it. Bring the wrath. Cause see, they watching me on the Millionaire Morning Show. They don't know who I really like. They don't know. Road trip tonight is the Village of Thornton board meeting at 6:30 Central tonight. Interesting. I can't do it tonight. It's too. You know me. My schedule is kind of scheduling right now. What up, though? What up, Marigold Transportation Group? All right. I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. Oh, it's on YouTube? All right, cool. Central is an hour behind us. So what is that, 5:30? Hey, email it to me, Nikita. Doc, I'm going to call you Doc. Email it to me. So you want to play tough, Tiff. Okay, Tiff. I got you, baby girl. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue over with the show. I got this sneaking suspicion that this show is going to get way better over the next month or so. It's going to get way better. Shout out to the people and the people's mayor. Shout out to you, Tiff. I got you. Is this the game that you wanted to play? You should have just shut up. You should have just left me alone. Should just let me alone. All I do is report on what the news reported on, and I just evaluate it from my own perspective. Now you wanted to play this game. Should have left me alone. Why you don't just leave me? Why you ain't just leave me alone? How can God be for both of us at the same time when my God is telling me to deal with you a different way? How can you have angels around you when I'm the person that control the angels? I'm God's biggest warrior. I've been pretty dormant lately. I've been chilling. I've been looking for something to do. I've been bored out of my mind. Over the last 2 weeks, I was sitting at home and I was taking care of my wife because she had surgery, and I was trying to figure it out. I was live streaming from the crib. I said, I need purpose, God. Tell me, what is it that you want me to do? Honestly, when I woke up this morning, I brushed my teeth, I did my simple meditation, and I talked to God. He said, I'll show you. I said, what does that mean? He said, I'll show you. I said, okay. Well, then show me, God. Okay. Well, I see what the purpose is now. Let me get my confirmation. Give me a second. Y'all don't know how we do this over here, because we always got to get confirmation.
Forwarded to voicemail.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue it, keep it rocking. AL says, if you're doing weather, then you need a weather girl. Shout out to AL. I appreciate you, big dog. Timeout says, Anton, did you see the story about Aiden Ross being allegedly scammed by Playboy Cardi for $2 million? Some black people perceive Aiden as an easy target right after he almost got took for $250,000 by 21. I didn't. Send that to me. Email it to me. Shout out to Doc, says, keep doing your great content. I appreciate you, Doc. Thank you, Doc, for holding me down. We got some stuff to talk about, Doc. You're going to have to show me around what's happening over in Dalton, Doc. I'm looking forward to it. Yoshi504 says, Saints and Sinners TV show in real life. Shout out to Yoshi. Appreciate you. Pookie's friend Ray Ray says, the giveaway is a money laundering scheme. We don't know that. We can't assume. J-Rock24K says, 80, she got to make them books make sense. Ray Sean says, your quality and consistency warrant the financial support you receive. Keep going. Shout out to Ray Sean. Executive Suite MLE says, this Taraji P lookalike ain't nothing but a poverty pimp using his ploy to get to the people on her side. Typical Democratic tactic. I know all of the moves. Eric Daniels says, Anton Daniels versus Tiffany Henyard. It has begun. No. I'm chilling. I'm slow motion. Evolve CA says, let her breathe. She took the rope and herself. Brittany says, boy, if she says she's Tiffany from Tiffany.com. Jeremy H says, Mayor Henyard acting like Biden busted her down. Man, she up the wrong tree right now. J Ben says, Tiff and Nicki Minaj must be related. We need another season of Boondocks. 24 is a movie. She said that we all grown in her sexy red voice. We all grown. Wealth Building Journey in the building says, oh, she'll end up in the history books. All right. The federal indictment against Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard returned 156 pages of formal complaints that could carry up to 500 years in prison. We don't want no jail. We don't want him to go to jail. Dade, Miami Dade says, look, AD, you, Doc, go and handle that. We so sick of this woman destroying Dalton. People aren't even in Dalton is sick of the people destroying Dalton. Chris Moore says, yeah, That's a after hours thing that we do. Jovan, shout out to the one ball from Jovan. I appreciate you. Mr. Lot is in the building with the 10 ball, says, how dare y'all insult this woman that reached into her taxpayer-funded crawfish and steak budget to clear her name. Jay Ben says, she must have hired Lil Reese. Hashtag, let me do some little research. I don't know what she got going on. Martin Meg is in the building, says, politicians out here dirty macking in the public. AL goes on to say, at least her edges are laid. Tiffany needed Snickers. Agreed. We're going to give it to her, though. J Ben says she need to date Umar professional smoke dodgers. Say my name. Say my name. I'm going to make every last one of these people say my name at the end of this conversation. Shout out to Chris J. says, who voted her in again? I need answers. She don't know. I'll fund her ouster. I'll fund her ouster. I'll fund her opponent. I will give $500,000 to get her up out of office by funding her opponent. I'll create a PAC, a super PAC on her monkey butt. J-Rock24K says, Eddie, that was for you. Duck, big dog. She got the strap. Faith M says, I got this 5-ball for you. Vern Brown is in. Shout out to my dog Vern, says NYC gives prepaid credit cards to migrants. You see, oh yeah, we're going to address that today, Vern. I got you. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This show is about to turn up. I am looking forward to the show. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to you. We're going to get to you. You have no idea who you are talking to or who you are talking about or what it is that you got yourself into at all. You have no clue. No clue whatsoever. But we're going to get there. Let's get into this other chick for the streets. Now, listen, I'm just going to call a dog from now on. We're not going to do any kind of sneak dissing. We're not going to go back and forth. We're just going to address it directly. Now, Fani in particular, she's also remaining defiant. What is up with these women that's so defiant, that's standing on business, that's getting paid with public tax dollars? You do know that y'all not getting paid on your own, right? Fani Willis, Tiffany Henyard, you getting paid from the people. You using money that you didn't even give into. Y'all do know that y'all leveraging other people's monies in order to continue to live the lifestyle that you live in, right? Y'all just out here thinking that you made it on your own, like you created a business, like you adding value, like you doing anything other than leapfrogging on the shoulders of the people of giants that got you into that position in the first place. You interdependent on somebody else in order to be successful. You using tax funds, taxpayer dollars. You spending tax fund, taxpayer dollars. That's not your money. This is not your money. See, I put my own money up for everything that I do. Everything that I've ever did in my lifetime, I put my own money up. Y'all are using taxpayer dollars to be out here finessing and finagling, and y'all making y'all people look bad.
And Fulton County DA Fani Willis is now admitting to having a romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. But in her latest court response, she says this is not a reason for her to be removed from a career-defining case.
And that case against former President Donald Trump and his allies. A new court filing sheds light on what's been going on between Willis and Wade. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon breaks it down.
Facing a court-ordered deadline, District Attorney Fani Willis finally responded to shocking allegations of an improper relationship with her top election indictment prosecutor. Here's 3 key takeaways from the 176-page filing. 1. Willis admitted to the relationship. In the opening pages of her response, Willis said her romantic partnership with Nathan Wade began after his hiring in November 2021.
Which makes it even worse. Now, before all of this had even started to come out, before everybody and all of these women started to jump inside of my DMs and say, Anton, you wrong. You can't judge ahead of time. You can't say that she did anything that she didn't do. We don't know that. We don't know whether or not she was really letting them bust it down for a real one. We don't know if she was giving them that BBC. We don't know what her intentions was. Now that they forced her Now remember, she didn't come out here and volunteer this information on her own. She released this document that basically addresses the complaints and the requirements that then are forcing her to basically testify against herself to determine whether or not she's operating ethically inside of her office. She was forced to give this. When she jumped on the pulpit and she jumped in the church and she said that she was being ridiculed wrongly because she was a black woman, a double minority, and that she should be able to do whatever it is that she want to do when she want to do it, y'all was sitting here, not y'all, but it was a lot of people that was sitting here DMing me. I read them all. I looked at your emails. I read them all. And there was so many women that was sitting here coming back and forth and going back and forth with me about how she stand up and you don't know and she didn't sleep with him and all of this stuff. These are just allegations in order to smear her. And I called it. I looked directly into the camera and I said, you foul. You dirty, you foul. Now, some people will say, well, Anton, but he was separated. Was he? And was he still married? Because I thought that paperwork meant something. I thought words mean things. I think that when you say you married, it means something. Now, us being accountable for our actions is a completely different conversation. But you can't sit here and say that you didn't do anything egregious when you spending taxpayer dollars and you're overly paying this man $653,000 for billable hours, and he basically would have to work 24 hours a day while y'all out here frolicking, going on trips, busting it down for a real one, and you wouldn't even admit it. You stood on the pulpit and you disgraced the word of God. And the reason why I say that it's so disrespectful is because it's two things that I take serious. Right? The first thing that I take serious, and I get very, very upset when you insult God. And I get very, very upset when people jump in the pulpit and when preachers let people jump in the pulpit and say whatever it is that they want to say just because you associated with them. Listen, that stage, that pulpit is supposed to be sacred. Those colors, that's supposed to be reserved. That is supposed to be for the word of God. And you don't defile it by jumping up on a pulpit and using it as an opportunity to try to paint yourself as being a victim when in reality you didn't know that you was going to have to adjust. You didn't know that you was going to have to admit. You didn't know that you was going to have to come back to the front of the congregation. See, that's the thing that y'all don't understand. The church itself has been so perverted and so defiled so much to where now that's why most people don't go. That's why most people don't go to church. You know why? Because they let you fools stand up in the pulpit and say whatever it is that y'all want to say. You didn't go up there and apologize. You didn't say I did it wrong. You didn't say that I was having sex outside of wedlock, but I'm still standing up on the pulpit in God's temple. That's why the church is here now. That's why the church is with us now. Because we don't need no building in order to reach the people, because we want to hold people accountable based off of the fact that not that you don't do nothing wrong, not that we don't all make mistakes, but you're not going to sit up there and then defile the temple. They wouldn't let you do that anywhere else except for the black church. They don't let you do that in anywhere else in no other religion. The only place that you can get away with it, and this is why, listen, when I say the culture is trash, I'm talking about the entirety of it. I'm talking about the music. I'm talking about the way that we dress, the way that we talk, what we celebrate, how it is that we determine whether or not we're going to get into a relationship, the churches that we go through, the standards that we have in the churches that we go to, the fact that they can fly a rainbow flag that does not signify or represent the fact that God made a covenant with man that he would never flood the earth again, but instead they use it to determine whether or not you can have sex or get married to somebody that looks like you, that dress like you, that got a pole just like you, and then y'all can rub it out or do the scissor kick together. That the church, the culture itself is trash. And when I say it's trash, I mean it's trash all the way to its core. It's corrupted. You can't fix the outside. You can't paint it. You can't throw a bunch of money at it. You can't then renegotiate, remix it, change it to what you want it to be. Every single part of what this culture is, the fact that we got representation based off of what we look like instead of who's the person that's best for the job, the fact that y'all keep on going and linking to these people to give you insight and information. These are your leaders. These are the people that prosecute you. These are the people that tell you what you should and shouldn't do. They determine your laws. They determine whether or not you can go to school and read certain things, what your kid gonna get into, all of this stuff. And so when I call it out and I say that it's trash, all of it to its core, specifically, this culture that we love so much, and culture is not what it is that's in your past. That's history. Culture is what you celebrate the most. It's the worst thing for us. So when you sit here and you let these politicians and these prosecutors and these people come and they go on their little campaign run during campaign season in order to get your people to vote for them, and you let them up in the pulpit, you absolutely positively are going against the word of God. It's the reason why Jesus himself went into the temple and started turning over tables, because it was more about profit than it was the people. The words say, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you, meaning that you shouldn't be doing it for money. And if you're not at your core doing it for the right reasons, understand that you're going to get rewarded anyway, then you're not supposed to be up there in the first place. That's why he said he'll give you preachers and teachers after his own heart and not based off of what you vote in. This is why men ultimately were the ones that were supposed to be the shepherds. This is why we were supposed to have absolute power. But we continue to define and make the word be what we want it to be based off our convenience. And y'all supporting these funky fat hoes that's up in office, prosecuting y'all because they look like you and not necessarily because they're a reflection of what God wants you to be. I've been telling y'all this for the longest, and we still sitting here playing this game. I'm not sitting here trying to play this game with y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm not going to play identity politics. I'm not going to keep it G. I'm not going to keep it PC either. You know why? Because I don't care about what you think. The only thing I care about is the truth. It's not your truth. It's not my truth. It's the truth. So it will be easy for me to continue to play identity politics like the rest of y'all and tiptoe and try to be friends with these people. Let me tell you something. All of these people, these little famous people, these people that's in office, the ones that's the culture and the shakers and the influencers, man, I don't care nothing about y'all. Let me be very, very, very clear before we play the rest of this video. I do not want to be your friend. I don't care about you. If you were gone tomorrow, we will do a segment on it in order to make sure that we keep our viewers up and we will keep it moving. I don't care about you. The people that I rock with is the people that I rock with. I am not here to be buddy-buddy with you. I am not here to make friends with you. I am not here to keep going back and forth and try to be friends. I don't care about anything that you got going on. If you foul, you foul. I don't want to be in the N club. I don't want to be included. If it gotta come with you being dirty and then I gotta continue to do business with you, leave me out of it and I'm gonna just continue to do what it is that I've been doing the entire time. But I don't care anything about what it is that you feel. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to be on code with black people. I'm not trying to be on code with Democrats or Republicans. When you foul, you foul. If you good, you good. And we rock with it accordingly. Nobody is above reproach. Not one person, not myself. I'm not above reproach. The first thing that I say to my people, and shout out to the bag chasers, is if you see me and I open up my platform for people to be able to hold me accountable and say what it is that they want to say to me, because I'm not above reproach either. That's what keeps me grounded. That's what keeps us grounded. That's what keeps us from getting so far outside of what we think is making sense, because we all humans at the end of the day. And then you'll start to think that you're some kind of untouchable being. That's what keeps you outside of reality. It's not about how much money you make. It's not about the position you hold. It's about the fact that you think that you above reproach. This is why we're going to get to Tiffany Henyard. This is why I'm going to dedicate some time to them. This is why it's so important for me to make sure that I address these things accordingly, and then we're going to do it raw and uncut. Definitively. These people are foul. They foul. They dirty, man. They dirty. And until you clean house, drain the swamp, start all over again. Do you know why God flooded the earth in the first place? You know how we got to the point to where he actually had a rainbow as a symbol and a covenant with man that he would never flood the earth again? Do you know why he had to start over? Because he was so disappointed that man had perverted everything that he created to be good, that he had to basically wipe it all out. It was no fixing it. It was no fixing it. He had to completely wipe out everything that he had created because it was so bad and so perverted that he had to basically clean house from everything and everyone. And here we are in 2024 playing games.
And she violated no state or local laws when bringing him onto the team. Quote, any personal relationship among members of the prosecution team does not amount to a disqualifying conflict of interest, Willis writes. 2. Willis says she did not benefit financially from Wade's hiring. Wade was paid almost $600,000 since 2021 for his work on the case. All the while, he and Willis took vacations and cruises together as proven in Wade's financial documents. But Willis said the two never shared a bank account or a home, and they split expenses, quote, relatively evenly when together. 3. The attorney who made the allegations public and claimed Wade wasn't qualified to prosecute the case once praised him highly. Ashley Merchant, a respected Georgia attorney for former Trump campaign staffer and indictment defendant Michael Roman, filed the initial allegations last month and made them public. She claimed Wade was unqualified to take on the case, lacking key experience as a prosecutor. But in her response, Willis showed pictures of Merchant at an event supporting Wade for a 2016 judgeship position, even wearing a shirt with his name on it. In old statements and attached Facebook posts, Merchant calls Wade ethical, fair and impartial, and experienced in, quote, every area of the law. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
Well, Willis also noted that attorneys for Trump co-defendant Jenna Ellis, who took a plea deal last year, were a married couple. Attorneys for defendant Kenneth Chesborough and defendant Ray Smith are also dating. Chesborough will have to testify against Smith and the remaining co-defendants. Willis says that that's not a conflict of interest. Neither is her relationship with Wade. Now, Doug's report.
Instead of saying, you know what, I shouldn't be sleeping with the help. I shouldn't be sleeping with the man that I'm paying with tax dollars from the people. This is a conflict of interest. I shouldn't be throwing it back for a married man. Instead of saying that, because this is a very simple thing. Very simple, cut and dry. Instead of saying that, they say, well, they do it too. They doing it too over there. Tim Stepney is in the building, says, when you going back on TV? I saw you. I saw you on Dr. Phil and I lost it when you went at that victim Olympian. They don't want me on TV, big dog. I'm telling you that. Listen. They don't want Tom Dog on TV. They want me to sit down, be quiet, so that they can continue to do what they're doing. Because they know that when I get on TV, it's going to be over. Demetrius Carter says, let her live. Shout out to my dog, Demetrius. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend, for holding me down. Ahmad Fire is in the building, said, news lady needs to know my name. Shout out to you, my friend. Jay Ben is in the building, says, Real Aunties of America, an after-hour special. I might have to dedicate an entire after-hour special to, oh my God. Shout out to my girl, Doc Nikita, said, got the thumbs up for you, big dog. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, love. Alvin S. says, you preaching real good. Better than the preachers that's on that pulpit that let Fani Willis up there. Samuel says, first time I'm catching you live, had to bless the super chat. Hold everyone accountable. Listen, if this is your first time here, I'm thinking that you probably going to subscribe and then turn on your notifications. I'm thinking that that's going to happen. Shout out to y'all. Darrell Robinson says, keep preaching that good gospel, sir. Thank you for all that you do. I slept well last night. I ain't even going to lie. I'm out here getting it. Thank you for the 20 ball. Happy Girl says, I got your back, Time Dog. Thank you, love. Chris Moore is in the building, says, AD, you just cleared the building. Wow. We got to address it. We're going to call a spade a spade. And I'm expecting for y'all to do the same thing when it comes to me. My people hold me accountable. They be texting me. 404 Don Drijo says, this is a great example of why you should be incorporating more of your favorite scriptures. People don't live by scriptures. They live by feelings. A man on one says, AD, you right. The truth is the truth. God bless. The word is the word. Antonio Watkins is in the building, says, Anton, can you put together some of your rants? I want to listen to about 10 minutes of them back to back to back to back to back. Talk your ish. I don't know what I'm going to say when I'm going to say it. I don't know. Listen, I don't even call it a rant. I just be talking. AL says, dude just wanted to bust it down real quick and get a little top off and land it down. He ain't asked for all this. All the reporter is cute. Also, the reporter is cute. Well, that's what happened when you don't have D-discipline, all right? That's what happened. Everybody got to come to the front of the congregation. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We just getting started. We just getting turned up. We just getting, we just getting started. We are just getting We just getting it popping. I ain't even gonna cap to y'all. I heard it's migrants hiding in ATL airports. Boston is all of a sudden becoming Denver and Chicago. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that. You know who this is? Do y'all know who this person is right here that I got on my screen? This young Asian woman. This is a mayor. One of the mayors that's flying under the radar. Did you know that Boston had a female governor and a female mayor? A white woman who is a part of the alphabet community allegedly as the governor, and an Asian woman that they are largely trying to call and get up out of there is overseeing Boston. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Boston was basically a woman-ran state? Yeah. Remember when I was telling y'all that I was going to make my way across the United States of America to try to figure out what was going on? That's what we doing. We making our way all across. Listen, this is a different type of morning show. This ain't Good Morning America, right? This ain't MSNBC, CNN. This is the People Show. It's called the Millionaire Morning Show, but in parentheses, I put the People Show on this joint. You know what I'm saying? If I had an opportunity to be able to put all of that inside of the caption, I would. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. It's the best group. Make sure y'all tap into the Discord that's attached to any of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon. We got Stock Club coming up this weekend. I'm coming to y'all city. We're going to be doing our thing. We in the gym. We doing the work. We going to be running it up. Make sure y'all hit a like. Let's run it up, y'all. Let's go. Boston, you up.
Tonight, we're getting a closer look at the impact a new temporary migrant shelter is having on the Roxbury community.
The shelter is set up in a rec center, and community members have been telling WBZ that they had no warning and they had no say in it. WBZ's Beth Germano is live for us in Roxbury tonight. And Beth, we keep being told that the shelter will be temporary, but that doesn't help the people who are affected right now.
Well, many in the community are actually concerned the shelter will go beyond the May 31st deadline indicated by the governor. And those who use the programs here say they're still waiting to hear about new locations they have been promised. There's both empathy and frustration, and one local business owner understands both.
These are suddenly busy days for Roxbury restaurant owner Norvia Pena. In at 5 a.m. to start preparing over 200 meals in 3 shifts for migrants who arrived at the Melnia Cass recreational complex across the street, with sympathy for their situation.
They don't know what's going to happen to them, so I feel for them. I feel the same way 40 years ago.
That's when she arrived from the Dominican Republic at 10 years old and has been running Fort Hill Bar and Grill for almost 20 years. Now she's a local business owner hired by the state to provide meals at the shelter, calling it a lifeline after the pandemic nearly shut her down.
Let's rewind this, y'all. Because what do we say over here at the Millionaire Morning Show is at the end of the day, it ultimately all comes back down to what? The moolah, baby. You think that this woman is doing this because she got a heart? Y'all think that this woman doing it because she got a heart? Y'all didn't hear what the whole thing said. Listen.
At the shelter, calling it a lifeline. Business owner hired by the state to provide meals at the shelter, calling it a lifeline after the pandemic nearly shut her down.
She's not participating in capitalism. She's participating in the Victim Olympics. She's doing this because they're paying her in order to continue to participate at the shelter. So when you see these feel-good stories, oh, I'm the people's champ. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. Listen, they was broke, dusty, disgusted. The pandemic had practically wiped them out. They had no other way to continue to do what they do, and they seen a lifeline. And so they then are saying, well, listen, I just want to help the people. But here's the thing. Boston is participating and continuing to fund this thing, and they're trying to spin it like they're doing something because they're passionate about it, when in reality, they're a part of the same agenda that every other sanctuary city is a part of. They have them sleeping in y'all airports, but somebody discovered them. They now are feeding them. They brought them into the Roxbury neighborhood. although none of the residents actually agreed to this. And so now what happens? Well, what happens is you get bullied. Whoever it is that's living in Boston, whoever's in the Roxbury neighborhood, you guys get bullied while the news do these puff pieces. They're trying to spin this like this is a passion project, when in reality, we know that it's something else different going on. But we're going to speak to that in a minute. Don't worry about it. Oh, no. That's tomorrow's show. Jay, that's tomorrow's show, big dog. I promise you I'm getting to that. Jay got it the hard way. I got that on the docket for tomorrow. It's already earmarked. It's already set up. We're going to address that tomorrow. Don't get ahead of yourself. We got to do this one day at a time, my friend.
Today it is only 150.
All coming together in a matter of days.
Having my meetings, working on my meal plan, calling the people the vendors that I'm going to be working with.
But the shelter is a source of controversy in the community, since these beds have displaced many programs. Some activists seeking a meeting with Mayor Wu and Governor Healy.
We understand, what they're going through, but the bottom line is that we're tired of being dictated to as it pertains to what happens in our community.
Brandon Ransom, whose 2 sons run track at the center, says the community was blindsided and a new location has not been identified for them.
They have to worry about not necessarily having a warm environment to be in and training for the sport that they love, especially when it's supposed to be indoor track season.
Norvia Pena understands the frustration, but says her deliveries are providing comfort to others who have also been displaced.
They were laughing. They were sitting at a table eating. So yesterday you could see the change on their faces.
And right now there are 141 migrants being housed here in a facility that can hold up to 400 individuals. And we're told 50 more are expected at some point tonight.
And more are coming. And more are coming. More are coming, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all see what's happening here. I know that y'all trying to ignore it. I know that we all want to vote based off of how your parents told you to vote. I know that y'all don't want to get active. I know ain't nobody calling. You're not going to be calling. You're not going to be complaining until it's too late, until they overrun your communities. They're taking over your communities, your community centers. They living wherever it is that you live. They going to school with your children. I know y'all don't want to have this conversation, but I'm telling you, it's better to address it now than to address it later. Now, that was Boston. Over in ATL, something a little different happened. And they've been a sanctuary city. They were one of the ones that signed the same document along with Denver and Chicago and New York and LA. Atlanta was out there.
So after the video this week showing migrants sleeping in the Boston's Logan Airport, one Georgia state senator captures new video showing migrants inside a hidden room at the Atlanta airport. Watch.
Yeah. Transporting anybody anywhere? Yeah, we're all getting them placed to where they need to be. Yeah, so these are just recently documented travelers getting released from ICE, getting to where they need to be.
Just let me get a video if you don't mind.
Actually, you cannot get a video. No! You cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. You're done.
Did you hear that? Documented travelers. Joining us right now, Georgia State Senator Colton Moore. So I'm confused because I'm going to read this statement later on in the segment. But the person that you were speaking to said that they were documented, and we know that they were illegal, right?
Yeah, we got a whistleblower who gave us a tip about this hidden room, and I had a full team there with some different cameras in different places. Said on Monday and Tuesday nights, there's just an influx of these people who come through the airport, kind of when the traffic is much lower at the airport. They were in a hidden room. I was talking to an Atlanta Police Department investigator yesterday. There are absolutely no cameras in this area of the airport. If you watch another part of the video, you'll see that there's some barricades and some caution tape before you get there. It kind of looks like a construction zone, if you will.
So
let's hold on, y'all. Take a deep breath to everybody that's watching this, to the over 2,300 people that's watching this and growing. Take a breath, y'all. Breathe. Breathe. 1 into the 2, 2 into the 3, 3 into the 4, 4. Everybody. Woo. Everybody. If y'all know that Fabulous song, come on, sing it with me. Listen, you in your kitchen over there, I see you. You over there that's in a truck, you in the truck driving. Shout out to everybody that's in the church. Don't worry about it. There ain't no cuss words in the hook. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of my people. All of us that grew up off of that Fab song. Everybody, everybody, breathe. One into the two, three into the four. Everybody, everybody, take a breath. Hold on. Listen. I want y'all to breathe. Take a breath. Okay? Let's take it all in. Let's take it into consideration. And let's understand what we're dealing with here. Okay, guys? All right? What we have here is the utmost of disrespect from your legislators, your politicians, every legislative branch on every level. There are people literally. Now, see, it's one thing to do it to where we all can see it and we can complain about it. But here's the question that we got to ask ourselves. How long has this been going on? How long has this? Why isn't Atlanta at the forefront of the congregation, but we only talking about Denver, New York? Well, Atlanta got a private part of the airport with no cameras that they basically lying to you in. And the only reason that we even having this conversation right now is because somebody got a tip from somebody else that was participating and said, this ain't right. It was a whistleblower. Otherwise, they will be continuing to get these people flights to wherever they're getting the flights from. And I'm telling you, bro, everything. If the people are not absolutely, and I'm talking about across the United States of America, not just the people in Atlanta, not just the people in Boston, if the people are not absolutely like terrified and then at the same time bothered by this, I don't know how y'all are sleeping at night comfortably knowing that this is just happening right around the block from you. How long is this going to happen? Secret rooms, flights, undocumented, no cameras. Your money's being used to fund this. America is going boop in the toilet. Budget deficits, boop, out of control. What is it that we haven't seen? That's the thing. Because, see, this is just the stuff that we just discovered. So, usually when you discover something, it's only the tip of the iceberg, right? If you see one counterfeit dollar that start to flow into a specific community or into a store, how much counterfeit money is out there, really? You know what I'm saying? If this is only a smidget of it, how much is really happening out here in these streets? And would you be surprised if something really happened that really displaces you, considering all of this information that I've been providing for you after all of this time?
Explain to me, because, airport's supposed to be one of the most secure locations. There's cameras everywhere. Is this inside of the terminals or outside of the terminals?
This is, I believe it's technically the third floor, but it appears as if it's the second floor in the domestic terminal. Our whistleblower says they walk right out of the gates and then they're escorted into this room. Those people in that room, though, they were waiting to be booked to flights all across the United States. We were also getting video of migrants who were just walking out onto the streets of Atlanta.
And who's guarding the door?
So there was a U.S. Army soldier there at the door, the guy who says, "You're done." He is a United States soldier. We still not sure exactly what his role was there, but he was sitting right next to the door and basically assaulted me in order to take the phone and try, to get rid of the footage.
A U.S. soldier, a United States, your tax dollar funded soldier, trillions upon trillions of dollars.
I was able to recover the phone, and that's the footage you see there.
This is crazy. What's going on here?
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of questions to be answered. I hope the Georgia Senate will flex its subpoena authority and start bringing some folks from the airport in and getting answers to these questions.
Have you yet been able to get in contact with Governor Kemp about this? I can just imagine that he's not too happy about what's going on. I think this is the largest airport in the nation.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It's the busiest airport in the world.
That's where Delta's main hub is. Delta's main hub is in Atlanta. Most of the time that y'all got to take a layover, you got to take it in Atlanta. I tried to fly into Jacksonville, Florida in order to go and do an interview. Couldn't even get directly there. Had to go and take a layover in Atlanta. Hotlanta. I had to do a crossover.
The Governor Kemp and I are at a lot of odds on this issue with the Fani Willis issue in Georgia. We haven't spoken. I know people in my district have sent him text messages. He's kind of passed the buck and said this is a federal issue. I certainly wish we were sending state resources down to the southwest border like Governor Ron DeSantis is.
What do you want to see done right now when it comes to this airport?
I want to see these people not be able to leave the airport. You know, the city of Atlanta controls the Atlanta airport. They ought to be housing these people here until we can figure out things going forward.
We'll send.
And this is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, right under your nose, right behind your back. And then, have y'all ever wondered, like, hey, how did this person just end up on my street? How did these people just end up in my city asking me for money? Hey, where did y'all come from? And why y'all don't speak no English? How did y'all travel up through the country? You had to go through Tennessee. You had to go through Texas. You came up through Florida. You came in through Arizona. How did you end up in Atlanta? How did you end up in the Boston airport? How did you end up over here? What happened? Have you ever asked anybody their origin story of how they ended up where they ended up in the first place? No origin stories. That's only for the movies. That's only for Marvel characters. But when they starting off a new franchise, I get it. Listen, I promise you I'm on it, though. Look, I was so bothered over the weekend. You know why I was bothered on Sunday and Saturday night? Because I did after hours on Saturday night, but we do a whole different type of content. But I was so bothered over the weekend because I was just getting an influx. That's why I was telling y'all that, listen, I got to space this out throughout the week because I can't cover it all in one thing. I almost did a special show over the weekend. And Asa says, Anton, what can we do about this? Tell us what action we can take to take our country back. Well, the first thing that y'all got to do is y'all got to stop voting the way that y'all vote. That's number one. Number two, y'all need to call y'all legislators and start putting pressure on them. They work for you. See, we so stuck on sitting here and playing games that we don't know who any of our leaders are that we elected, right? And so what happens is we allow for these people to go under the radar because we don't hold them accountable and we don't even know what they're doing. I would bet you $100 per person that most people that are watching this show right now, all 2,300 plus people that is watching this show right now, don't even know what their legislators do on a daily basis. They don't even know what their job is. But guess what? They work for you. The police department work for you. Your legislated elected leaders work for you. All of these people that's in these social services, they work for you. These are the people that you are their boss. And so if you're not getting informed, if you're not participating, if you're not going to the meetings, what makes you think that they can't do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it? Because you're uninformed. The first thing that we got to do is we got to inform ourselves. The second thing that y'all got to do is y'all got to start making these phone calls. Y'all got to start showing up at these meetings. Otherwise, they're going to show up in your neighborhoods. Because what we'll do is we won't participate and then we'll leave and we'll go somewhere else until the problems start following us. If y'all not aware of what's happening within y'all communities, don't you know that the majority of the resources is directed through the police department that then distributes it over to the church to then determine what happens within your community, especially when it comes to the charities? Why do you think that it's so easy for these elected officials to go into the church to do whatever it is that they want to do? Because they're all tied in with each other financially, especially through business, through your tax dollars. You don't even know that these people voting themselves raises and promotions while laying you off at the same time. It's crazy. Let me read some of these super chats. We got to continue. We're not done with the migrant crisis. We got a couple more things that we got to address. All right. Early Riser in this building says Mayor Hinyard has a $1 million giveaway. Yeah, man, we addressed that. Y'all got to start getting in here when the show starts. Jeffrey Wrangler says DC needs to be brought forth. I know what's happening in DC. Don't worry, we're going to get there. We're going to get there one at a time, one at a time. JP says, AD, Massachusetts has been a migrant hub since 2005. Well, now we about to start addressing it and bringing it to the front of the congregation. Prince Elian says, look up each country most migrants are coming from, then check out the precious resources that are there. Get the people out, then grab the land and loot. Did y'all know that Asians have been the ones that are coming into the country the most lately? That's a fact. We're going to address that tomorrow. If y'all not subscribed to the channel, if y'all not hitting the like for the algorithm, if you are not getting notifications as a result of when we go live, because we go live every single morning, Monday through Friday, we are going to get to the core of it. The reason why you guys aren't attracted to the news is because you haven't been getting it raw and real. See, we get the hip hop. We get all the stuff that keep us distracted. We get, Brick Lady, she get in the head. You know what I'm saying? We get all of the foolishness, but we don't put the same effort into making sure that you guys are informed so that you can be armed with the right information and make the decision that's in your best interest of your family, your community, and all of that, right? Then we'll start to get to it afterwards. We're reactive instead of being proactive. Well, if you're armed with the information and you can be proactive, and you can make the decision for yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just providing you with the information so you can make an informed decision. Yeah, we're going to get there. Shout out to Prince Elian. JP is in the building. JP says, ironically, I sold a migrant a car and he was Venezuelan. Yep. Latrell is in the building, says, I'm from Boston and I find it interesting that they would shelter the migrants in the hood. Well, that's the place that people are going to complain the less and bring the least amount of visibility with. If you were going to shelter the migrants, where were you shelter them at? That's why. And it displaces you. And nobody's going to worry about being displaced because they're too busy being distracted by the things that's not best for them. Don't worry about it. We get to it. Let's talk about migrants a little bit more before we go over to the next thing because I really want to get into the money. But before we get into the money, we need to understand what the hell is happening over in New York and Texas at the same time, and how they're interconnected with each other, and why Greg Abbott deserves a round of applause. Why Mr. Abbott deserves a round of applause, right? You guys need to know what's going on in Texas. Now, when this first came across my desk, I thought that it was, I said, no way. No way. No way are they allocating tens, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars over into migrants on prepaid cards. Wait a minute. Wait a 1 minute. Let me put some in it. No way. No way. Absolutely, positively in New York. No way that New York is out here giving migrants prepaid credit cards or prepaid cards with a whole lot of money on it for them to do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it. I just can't believe it. I was like, no. With all of this bad press that they get, no way that they doing this. Who thought this was a good idea? Did y'all know that the governor of New York was actually a white woman? Yeah. Flying under the radar. We'll get to it. Let's get to it, y'all.
Well, questions being raised tonight about a new pilot program that'll give migrant families a reloadable prepaid credit card to buy food and baby supplies.
All right, it would replace the food boxes given to asylum seekers staying in hotels. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso has more on how it would all work.
Some migrant families will soon be given prepaid credit cards to buy food and baby supplies. The mayor's office says the city is partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a more cost-effective program. Right now, the city has contracts with food services who provide non-perishable food boxes to shelters. They will start with 500 migrant families with children in short-term hotel stays.
Wait, hold on, y'all. I want y'all to really take this in. I don't want y'all to just get only distracted by the fact that they are getting prepaid reloadable cards and that the city is partnering with a financial company to do this, right? I want y'all to look at this. Look at the bus. It's like a tour. It's like a tour. Look at the buses. Look at everybody getting out at the bus. Look at Eric Adams. Look.
They will start with 500 migrant families with.
Look at that good accommodation. Everybody got iPhones. Everybody got earphones. Nobody is actually American. They standing outside of a New York City premium hotel. Food, money, shelter. They get schooling. They get healthcare coverage. You sitting over there with a hospital bill. You one disaster away from losing everything. You one paycheck away. Most of us are struggling through this life. Most of us is trying to figure it out on a day-to-day basis. Most of us is taking responsibility for our bad decisions because we feel like we didn't have no other option. You wasn't tuned into the Millionaire Morning Show, so I understand. I can't hold you accountable for something that I didn't see you do. But now that you with me, we making better decisions. We taking accountability for ourselves. And they out there, free transportation, free everything. Good hotel, good accommodations, having a good old time. Now they get a credit card. I'm with it.
Children in short-term hotel stays. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores.
We're just giving this migrant population more free stuff at the expense of New York City taxpayers.
In a statement, the mayor's office says, in part, quote, not only will this provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food of their culturally relevant diets and the baby supplies of their choosing.
Eric Adams says this will give them what they need for their culturally relevant diets. Well, at least they taking into consideration where they come from because they want them to be able to maintain their culturally relevant diet. At least we know that they coming over here pregnant and having children that automatically become American citizens the minute that they're born. At least we know we're taking care of our own. Well, maybe not our own yet, but they will be our own soon. And we want to make sure that they maintain their culturally relevant diet. Let me spin this over because I'm just so disgusted. I want to go over to Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott did a recent interview on Fox News. Let's source through this because he even has some thoughts on this a little later in this.
Welcome back now to the issue of the day, the very latest from the porous, wide-open southern border with a record 302,000 illegal migrants encountered at the southern border in December alone.
So while y'all was on the holidays and y'all was trying to figure out how to do the buy now, pay later and spending a bunch of money at the stores in order to try to support your Christmas traditions and Thanksgiving, in December alone, at the very least, minimally, over 300,000 migrants. In the coldest year or the coldest month so far, December alone, the migrants was crossing over the southern border illegally in December alone, which is a new monthly record. They set a record, y'all. It's in Guinness. They set a record.
President Trump, just a moment ago, telling me in an exclusive interview his plan to solve the crisis at the border will include deportation of most of the 10 million illegals already here after they entered illegally under the Biden administration. Joining me right now with a reaction is Governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. Governor, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Your reaction to what you heard from President Trump.
Listen, the president outlined his two top priorities, which are.
Did you see how Greg played that? How Professor X played that? I call him Professor X. He got mind control over these other mayors. He said he didn't call him the presidential candidate. He didn't call him a man that was running for president. He didn't call him the former president. He said the president. Can we get a round of applause? He said Prez. He addressed him like he is. He addressed him of what he was to be. He said Prez is out here taking care of business. Listen to him.
Listen, the president outlined his two top priorities, which are the top priorities across the United States. One is.
Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Greg. I don't know. Listen, maybe he was talking about Biden. I don't know. But when he say the president, I just automatically associate it with Trump. Honestly, I'm just being for real. He all we got. When he came to black people back in, what was that, 2017, 18 or something? 19? 16? What was it, 16? It was 16. 15, 16. He came to black people. He said, listen, y'all, what y'all got to lose? What y'all got to lose? Everything has been bad for you so far. Biden himself is specifically a lifetime politician. And in his lifetime, nothing has happened positive for you guys. You ain't got nothing else to lose. Who else you going before? I don't know. We'll see.
Is to crack down on illegal immigration.
Oh, so
and this
what's
is
Trump?
more than rhetoric on his part. He has a proven record about what he did when he was president. Remember, when he was president, he implemented 4 policies that led to the lowest illegal border crossings in 40 years. And the second thing he talked about was drilling for more energy. This is important because it connects to the economy in the United States of America and Bidenomics inflation. First, America can and should be energy independent. Second, most importantly, what Joe Biden is doing by his policies, he's trying to destroy the jobs of hardworking men and women in the energy sector who depend upon producing energy for a paycheck. And also because of Joe Biden's policies, it's leading to an increase in the price of the pump that Americans are so angry about. So President Trump is honing in on the top 2 issues affecting Americans.
Yeah, and they affect Texas first before the rest of the country, right? I mean, look, just the other day, last week, President Biden canceled all of those LNG contracts. He wants to look at the way the federal government approaches those contracts. What kind of an impact is that having on Texas?
Well, it's going to be extraordinary. Texas is a leading LNG exporter, for one, but for another, countries across the globe count on us for energy, ranging from the European region, that if they don't get our LNG, they may have to once again rely upon Russia for their natural gas supplies. Also, there's other countries like India and other countries across.
So in other words, Abbott is basically telling you that based off of what he's observing, allegedly, it seems like Biden is basically punishing Texas for protecting their borders. He canceled the LNG contracts, energy contracts. He's trying to punish Texas. How do you punish one of the biggest, most important states in the United States of America? Because they decided that they wanted to protect their borders, and you, specifically, you and your energy czar, your border czar, Cam, shout out to Cam and Kamala Harris. You are determining that they shouldn't protect their borders, but that they should continue to leave them open, even though we had a record amount of illegal immigrants coming into this country in December. Okay, I got you.
Across the globe, where if they do not get our LNG, they may have to revert back to using coal, which obviously provides more air pollution than natural gas does. And so I got to tell you, the decision by Joe Biden literally makes no sense whatsoever. It harms.
A says, how do you protect the border, though? You don't know how they protect the border? Well, over there at the El Paso crossing, it was over 3,000 migrants a day, allegedly, passing straight through that El Paso, Texas. You know how many that they had the other day? I think it was 3. It was 3. Barbed wire, alligators, border patrol agents, technology, deportation, not letting people just come in and do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do, walls, everything, whatever it is that you allocating to be over here giving out the so. Listen, they got $53 million that they just gave out over in New York in a pilot program for prepaid credit cards, but you telling me we don't have no money in order to make sure that we protect the border? Chicago was in a deficit. Denver running out of money. New York is cutting the budget and funding for schools, police departments, and sanitation. But we don't have no money to go over here and protect the border. Boston is hiding migrants and starting to feed them. Atlanta has secretly got rooms. LA has just been like, skip it. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do over here anyway. You already see how bad LA is. Hold on. I got to talk to my spiritual. I got to get a confirmation for Tiff. Or no? I just need a quick yes. I just need a quick yes or no from you.
Yes, I was in a class.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
Okay, babe, bye.
It's that simple. It's that simple. I get a yes, I go. I get a yes, I go. Y'all don't understand it. You don't need to understand it. When I get a yes, we go. Full steam ahead. When I get a yes, I go. Tiff. I got you, baby. I'll be there. Give me a little bit. Let me work on it. Let's get back to what it is that we was talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
The people that he's trying to connect with, but also it harms jobs in the United States of America and hinders our energy independence.
Well, also questionable is the decision to allow 8 to 10 million illegals from across the world into America and then give them court dates 10 years later. I want to get your take on the assessment at the border today. You know, you've got a border trip coming up. You are hosting several governors from across the country at the southern border today, correct? Can you tell us about it?
Sure, that's correct. Maria, more than half of the governors are now joined together in support of a very important proposition, and that is we are guaranteed by the United States Constitution the right of self-defense if states face imminent harm or invasion. Texas obviously is facing both an imminent harm as well as an invasion. And so these governors are rallying around Texas to support our ongoing right to self-defense and the deployment of this razor wire that has led to a massive reduction in inflow. Maria, get this. The area where we have occupied this park in Eagle Pass, Texas, that we put up the razor wire, there used to be 3,000 or 4,000 people crossing that area a day. For the past 3 days, we've averaged just 3 people crossing that area. The point is, if we put up resistance, we show that we can secure the border. Joe Biden should not be stopping that.
Yeah, let me get your take on what's going on in New York. We understand now New York is going to be spending $53 million to come up with prepaid credit cards for the illegal migrants. What do you think's behind this? Why do they need prepaid credit cards?
And I want y'all to also to understand that it's not New York money. It's not New York's money. This is your money. It's your money. It's your money. They not giving out $53 million of money that just came out of the air somewhere. It's your money that they giving out.
It sounds like insanity is behind it because it really is offensive. It may be the most reprehensible thing that I've seen take place over the past 48 hours when you see police officers in New York City being beaten by illegal immigrants in this country who should not be in the country in the first place. And then after they engage in this crime against a law enforcement officer, they are let loose back out onto the streets. What's going on in New York
with no bail
is outrageous, and Americans across the entire country are angry, not just about what's going on in New York, but the underlying cause for it, which is Joe Biden's open border policy.
And why do you think Joe Biden has this open border policy? What is your thinking in terms of why he continues to do this? In the last 2 weeks, the president said he's known that the border is not secure. He's known it for 10 years, he said. He says he doesn't have the power, even though on day one he walked into the Oval Office and reversed all of President Trump's security at the border.
Yeah, so you make a very important point, and that is, you know, Biden says he needs Congress to give him the power to do whatever he needs to do to secure the border. The fact is, as we all saw from what President Trump did, the President of the United States has the power. I must emphasize this. There is an obligation, there are laws in the United States that require the President to deny illegal entry of any illegal immigrant. And then if they do get into the United States, he has a legal obligation to detain those illegal immigrants. Joe Biden is failing at both of those duties, and that's exactly what gives Texas the authority to make sure that we can step up and secure our own border and protect our own state through self-defense.
So listen, long story short, what they're basically telling you is that they are going to fight what they believe is in their best interest. I don't know what the long-term play is. I feel like I know some of what it is, but they are going to fight for what it is that they feel like is in their best interest, and we own our own. We own our own. We own it. We got Texas. We got a lot of these Republican governors that's banding together. Look, how do we become so divided to where the safety of the American people is across party lines? How do we become so divided to where the safety, think about this, of the American people, we're divided across party lines? J Dubs is in the building, says, how do I activate? Which meetings locally should I be in as far as learning my elected officials? Well, first of all, you can go online. They should have it within wherever it is that you live, online, of whatever is happening, who your elected officials are, and what the meetings are. Usually they have them weekly. They'll have certain meetings weekly. Some other meetings they have monthly. It depends on where you live at. If it's a major city, it's much different than it is for a smaller city or a smaller township, right? So you can go online and find out who your elected officials are. You also should have council members, depending on if you live in a major city, that specifically shepherds over your particular district or your particular county or your particular area of whatever it is, right? Chicago has aldermen. Detroit has city council persons that, are responsible for voicing the concerns of certain districts. You also should understand who your treasurer are, who your secretary of state is, because they are the ones that are trying to get certain elected officials removed from the presidential ballot or the presidential primaries, right? There are so many different moving parts, but the first thing you have to do is go through the discovery process. And you can do that much easier than you have in the past, because we now have online resources to actually go into our local government website and then find out who is who and who's doing what, so that we can then petition who's in our state legislators, our governors, our House of Representatives, right? Our Congress members. They all represent you. They represent you. Okay? So, and the local officials are a lot more important than it is as far as national officials. Conveniently left out welcoming. No, we not welcoming nobody in Detroit. We good. We straight. We straight. Playoffs is over for us over here in Detroit, so we not welcoming nobody. Casual Germ says, how long before the gang wars between migrants and the Pookies begin? I feel like we're reliving the 19th. No, we don't fight against. Listen. One thing y'all got to understand is that we don't fight against other people. We only fight against our own best interests. So you ain't got to worry about that. Ain't no gang wars. Ain't no gang wars. We sell poison in our own communities and fund our lifestyles and then celebrate it by making sure that we promote it in our music and stuff, and then we promote everybody else to continue to do it also. So you ain't got to worry about that. Messi is in the building, says, so the real bag is being a migrant. Facts. Or employing them. Okay, I identify as a migrant. My pronouns are I migrated from heaven. Run my check, Uncle Joe, because what the heck? What the heck? See, I had to put that what the heck in there. Oh, snap. Shout out to Donnie. Donnie says, 80, awesome journalism. Got him in a secret room while spending money. Wow. Spending money they say that we don't have. People find money for the things that's important to them. First of all, I want to say thank you for the 50 ball. Secondly, I want to say thank you for the 50 ball. And third, I want to say thank you for actually rocking with me and continuing to be a chaser. Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate you, big dog. Tanisha says, thank you for keeping your foot on these administration and migrants next. Texas is not having it. Thank you for the updates. No, thank you, Tanisha. Thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate you, baby. Got my dog in here, Zach. Zach said Trump did a lot for black people, and they stab him in the back. Well, prophet gets no honor in their own home either. We love Trump when he was with the hip-hop community and he was hanging out with Puff. JC says, Lil Kim Bees, sucker all the way to the top. Shout out to JC. I appreciate you. We got to mute our language in order to make sure that we take care of our people over at the daycare and the church. Mr. I'm in the bind, Nate Carter says, They are lying about the numbers, AD. Since 2020 to 2022, just my station alone used to catch 2,000 to 5,000 a day. Oh, Jesus. No, he was just saying that was through the El Paso. That was right there at that particular border crossing at that one. He wasn't saying, Greg Abbott wasn't saying that's for all border crossings. He was saying that that's just at that particular one. First of all, can we get a round of applause for my guy? Came through with like $1 million of COP. Listen, y'all, this is an equivalent of at least $100 or more of what's going over there at Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. I actually went over there and I did a live stream over the weekend with my dog Dre. Absolutely fire. Y'all need to go back and look at that. Says, we in here in South America love it. They mostly bring trouble and crime. 60% of your illegals are Venezuelans because Biden wants their oil. I see them walking through Colombia and the thousands going to the States. You all can have them. Okay, now we getting somewhere. Shout out to Dre. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you, my friend. Pookie's friend Ray Ray says, I'm going to take those prepaid cards from the migrants in exchange for rides back to the... Shout out to Pookie's friend Ray Ray. And also my dog, Dre and Andrea, came through again. It says illegals are flying into South America from Africa so they can walk to the U.S. I saw this coming. South America is laughing. That headache is now yours. I see it. I see you. I see it. I absolutely see it, Dre. Listen, man, we keeping the foot on these people necks all 2024, the same way that we did it all in 2023, and we gonna rock out with it. All right. Now, you know I always like to end the show. Cartez Cookies. G-Man 313. It's Cartez Cookies. Go to Cartez Cookies with a K. Cartez Cookies with a K is dope. It's some of the best cookies ever. I was one of the recipients of my Invest in Your Business in December that I gave out. I gave out $21,500 in December to my chasers. So make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, shoot. Wrong one. Hold on. We got to get that out of there. Vegas. I always like to end the show talking about something financial related that I can react to in real time while we over here having this conversation. So listen, we always going to end on a positive note. We always going to end with something financial, and we always going to figure out how that can affect you, where you live, or whether or not you need to be making adjustments in order to get to the bag yourself. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teej Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Shout out to Teej for sponsoring the show. Ladies, get that Teej Hanley for your fellas. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. We love Teej. Teej is one of the best products on the face of on the market. I use it. I would never tell you guys to get something that I don't use myself personally. Shout out to Teej Hanley for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you. Let's talk about the evolution and the rise of Las Vegas, especially considering that they now have the Super Bowl going into Las Vegas. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to it.
2023 was a record-breaking year for Las Vegas. A Formula One race, the $2.3 billion entertainment venue, the Sphere, the 67-story, $3.7 billion Fontainebleau Resort, a sold-out Adele residency. The list goes on.
Hold on, we're not going to forget Usher, baby. I went to go see Usher in 2023. That concert, it was the second best concert that I had been to, I would say, in my lifetime. It was dope. It was absolutely dope. The top concert that I've ever been to was Coldplay. I went to a Coldplay concert. The last time that they was touring in North America was at the Palace at Auburn Hills before the Pistons moved down to Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit. Coldplay was the best concert ever, but that Usher concert, it was popping. It was absolutely lit. I had a great time at that Usher baby concert.
And on February 11th, 2024, Las Vegas will host the biggest sporting event of the year, Super Bowl 58.
Las Vegas has changed. I think the country has changed. And I think that is all reflected in the big event that's coming here.
They're seeing it more than just the Strip now. They're seeing it as a place that is great for everything else.
38.8 million visitors spent a record-breaking $44.9 billion in 2022, a 24.7% increase from the previous record set in 2019. 2023 spending remains to be reported, but is expected to beat out the previous year because of the city's new entertainment offerings. Total visitor numbers for the year climbed to 40.8 million. But as investors pour billions into making Sin City an elite destination, some real challenges lay ahead. Real estate prices have increased by more than 40% since pre-pandemic levels.
A city that has no water availability cannot grow.
The nature of Las Vegas is very unusual.
I hear you, Astrid.
In terms of how
I hear you, babe. I was there a couple times last year,
held
too.
land in a vast ocean of federal land.
All right, we don't need all the extra music.
Executive chef Sani Hibaj and his daughter Junie. In 2021, the family traded New York for Las Vegas after Hibaj received a business proposal to help open a restaurant. The offer changed his life.
For this, I didn't see Junie except practically on weekends. You got everything.
Is he a single father?
And your banana. I wasn't looking at leaving New York at the time. It turned into I wanted to stay in Vegas. I liked being out here in Vegas. It was a very different atmosphere than New York.
Between 2012 and 2022, Las Vegas's population increased by 18%. That's considerable when compared to an area like Los Angeles County, whose population actually decreased in the same period.
Las Vegas's growth.
Part of the reason that it decreases is that a lot of people over there in California and Los Angeles is actually moving over to Vegas, so they're making their main residence Vegas. Because guess what? There are no taxes. There are no state income taxes. So Vegas is literally a visitor's destination because they get so much tourism, and you're incentivized to move there if you're closer to it. If you're over there in, well, not Arizona, but if you're over in California, a lot of people over in California went and sold their house and then they bought homes over in Las Vegas or in Henderson or somewhere close to Las Vegas.
Growth and development have been not just remarkable, but exponential. The census of 1900
That's true, Astrid. They're going to talk
showed
about
a population here of about 30. The population doubled or almost doubled with every census of the 20th century.
In 1931, Nevada became the first state to legalize gambling, transforming Las Vegas from a mining town to a gambling mecca. Throughout the following decades, organized crime took control of most casinos.
The casino was the profit center, and everything fed into it. Frank Sinatra, as great as he was so popular in Las Vegas in part because he attracted high-rolling gamblers.
After the mob was driven out in the 80s, other forms of development began to arrive, like the birth of the city's restaurant and entertainment scene. Tourists flocked as the city diversified its revenue streams beyond gambling.
I would love to, if I could go back in time to see a lot of the different stuff that happened throughout history. One of the things that I would love to see and live through is Old Vegas. Old Vegas is I'm in love with Old Vegas and styles of the 50s and back when they used to wear suits to baseball games and stuff like that. I'm fanatically obsessed with gangster movies, mob movies from back then, seeing how they used to wear their glasses and stuff like that. That's one of my biggest things that I always wanted to see.
And so did blue-collar workers.
With the expansion of buildings comes an expansion in the number of people. At one time, there was an estimate that every new hotel room created 4 to 5 jobs.
With its hundreds of casinos and nightclubs, Las Vegas has long been linked with debauchery and fun, offering everything from A-list DJs and singers to comedians, magicians, and even a modern circus. But over the past few years, the city turned to something new, going from 0 professional sports teams to becoming a sports haven. The $500 million gamble on the Formula One race in November 2023 brought in $1.2 billion to the area. The race will return in 2024. In 2020, NFL team the Raiders relocated into the brand new $2 billion Allegiant Stadium.
Has anybody seen Allegiant Stadium, or have y'all driven by there? Have anybody actually flown into Vegas and went to a game there? It is one of the dopest stadiums that I've ever been in. I heard that the new Clippers Stadium is going to be awesome too, but Allegiant Stadium is crazy. Like, you can see it. I usually stay at the Vdara when I go there, which is literally connected to the Aria. It's an MGM hotel, and they give it to me for free. But I usually stay at the Vdara, and you can literally see Allegiant Stadium. It is beautiful. It's all black. It's blacked out. It's sick. It's sick. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out to Oakland for losing all of their sports teams, and they all going over to Vegas. I heard that they're going to bring the Athletics over there to Vegas too. Somebody said that they was going to bring the Athletics over there to Vegas. Is that true? That's one of the reasons why they're clearing out that side of the strip, is that the Oakland A's is actually going to be playing out there in Vegas also. It's interesting.
An investment that's seen the biggest return. The total economic impact generated by 1.52 million incremental visitors exceeded $2.29 billion, including $128 million in tax revenue in 2023.
Having a sports industry here changes the brand of our city, opens it up for future growth, and really puts us on a track for prosperity.
Other sports additions have paid off in other ways, like championships. The $500 million NHL expansion team, the Golden Knights, won the Stanley Cup in 2023. WNBA team, the Las Vegas Aces, won back-to-back titles in 2020.
Now, this is the one sports team that I could tell you that nobody is checking for. We're not tripping off the Las Vegas Aces. No matter, look. I don't know nobody that went to Vegas. I was supposed to be in Vegas in December for the NBA's first in-season tournament or whatever like that is. But nobody is going to Vegas to see the Las Vegas Aces. I know people that live in Vegas, and they don't even go see the Aces. So you can leave that team out of it. I know that they got to have diversity, equity, and inclusion, so they include a women's team in there too. But y'all can have the Aces. We gonna keep the hockey team. We gonna keep the football team. We'll have the baseball team. I heard that they trying to expand over to Vegas for a basketball team. That's one of the things that LeBron James possibly is angling for. But we'll get there.
And 2023.
Typically, about 25% of the population is not interested in coming to Las Vegas. But when you add their sports team, they think differently about it.
2023 numbers remain to be seen, but in 2022, sporting events generated $1.8 billion in economic activity from out-of-town visitors to Vegas. On February 11th, 2024, Las Vegas will become the center of the U.S. sporting world when it hosts Super Bowl 58, a hefty expense at $60 million.
What hosting a Super Bowl means is that, first of all, the NFL has accepted that Las Vegas is a suitable place. About 20 years ago, our Convention and Visitors Authority tried to buy ad time on the Super Bowl, and the NFL rejected it.
The event is expected to draw 330,000 people and bring in $700 million to the city.
It is an opportunity for us to show off, and Allegiant Stadium has been a game changer because of that.
But it's not only sports, and not everything is paying off, at least not right away. The Sphere reported a $100 million loss in its first earnings. Over the years, Las Vegas has become a notable culinary destination, boasting celebrity chefs and Michelin stars while catering to both
some of them celebrity restaurants is trash. If y'all go to any buffet, just go to the Wynn. The Wynn got the best buffet in Vegas, by far. I done been to Vegas dozens of times. The Wynn has the best buffet in Vegas. Don't worry about going to Gordon Ramsay. Don't worry about going under that trash. Don't worry about these celebrity places, whatever that. Just go to the Wynn, to their buffet. And other than that, I have not experienced Vegas as a culinary destination, but it's just big names. That's it.
And the high rolling.
Everyone's going to be working, putting in their extra hours, making sure we take care of everyone we can and giving them the best experience because we want them to come back as soon as possible.
For Hebaj, the decision to move is marked by a lot of pros, like a shorter commute.
Don't go to Hell's Kitchen, bro.
Take her to school every morning, get home sometimes before she's asleep, so I'll see her both morning and night.
A lower cost of living is another one. The Las Vegas metro area topped real estate company Redfin's list as the most popular destination for relocating homebuyers in 2023. The median home price for the area is $424,000, which is attractive when comparing that of Los Angeles, where most new residents are coming from, or New York, where Hebaj moved from. The average home in Miami, Florida, which is often compared with this city, sells for $150,000 more than in Las Vegas. Job opportunities are another pro. While Las Vegas's unemployment rate is above the national average, it's at a pre-pandemic low. In 2023, it was one of the top metro areas with the greatest positive changes in employment for the year.
But that's a white lie. And let me tell y'all why employment in Vegas is a white lie. We went over this in Stock Club from a stock perspective as far as the hospitality industry. I've been to Bellagio's also. I like the Wynn's better. That's just me personally. I think that the Wynn got the best one in Vegas, the best buffet in Vegas. But let me tell y'all why that's a white lie, because anytime that there's a slowdown in the economy, if there's a pandemic, if there's a recession, if people start to pull back, one of the biggest hit places, if not the biggest hit place, is Las Vegas. We go over this in Stock Club. I broke down stocks of why I don't invest in certain hospitality stocks, why I don't invest in casino stocks. Well, I showed them the liabilities versus exactly how much assets that they have, the type of revenue that they have, the margins, whether or not they're profitable, why they have to take out more money, how they were affected by the cybersecurity effect thing that hit. Whenever you have to deal with tourism and hospitality, it is a deceiving number, because the number doesn't actually show you whether or not people are having good jobs or how much they're generating. They'll just say, oh, unemployment is low because people got to work. But that doesn't mean that it's an ideal job. It's interdependent on tourism. It's seasonal. You know, it's a lot of hotel jobs and casino jobs and stuff, but those don't necessarily pay great money or anything like that. And so when you see things slow down or anything happen, the hardest hit, and they try to forget about it because they then throw in another event in order to boost it back up. You got CES, that's a part of Vegas. Tesla's building underground tunnels, Allegiant Stadium. People drive in and they fly in order to drop money or whatever. So it's a tourist destination. So it could lead you to believe that it's popping there. It's a lot of money for you, but it's not. It's absolutely not. There is not a lot of money when it comes to generating revenue unless you have a specific business that you can leverage over in Vegas, or you're trying to do it for tax purposes. Most people shouldn't be living in Vegas. They got water problems. It's a desert. It's literally a desert that they made out of anything to support tourism when it comes to the gambling industry. And so don't think for 1 second that Vegas is an ideal space that you want to go to as far as moving to because it's jobs there. It's not.
Its proximity to national parks and a national hub like Los Angeles adds another appeal. But the state's tax laws are one of its biggest draws. Nevada lacks a state income tax, does not tax its businesses, and the property taxes it does require are low.
Las Vegas is a low operating cost. When you look at your net income, every piece of overhead expense is a big deal. So Las Vegas just wins against most states.
Las Vegas is the leading destination for California businesses looking to relocate, with over 2,000 moving to Sin City between 1990 and 2019. Hollywood studios have flirted with the idea of moving there as well. The existing Nevada film tax credit is worth $15 million per year. On top of that, many tech companies are expanding their reach in Las Vegas, like Google, who doubled its initial $600 million investment in a data center by adding another $600 million in 2020.
I think that Las Vegas is changing in the sense that if you are looking for a well-paying high-tech job, we're having more of them. This is the center of the world for gaming and tourism. There are a lot of opportunities in that industry that include tech jobs.
Las Vegas has become globally renowned as a top shopping destination, from luxury shops to centers and outlets, but not without some major work.
Nordstrom wouldn't look at moving to a city until we got to 750,000 people. Neiman Marcus wouldn't look at a city until we got to 1 million people. Virtually every building you see out there.
They say it's a top shopping destination, but it's not. You're better off going to New York, or you're better off going to Miami, to be honest with you. If you go to Miami in a design district, you're going to get every single name and every single shop that you can go to. You're going to get Gucci, Off-White, Prada, Dior. Christian Dior got 2 stores, I think 3 stores. Louis Vuitton got a men's store that's separate from the women's store. Tom Ford is right there in the design district over in Vegas, and it's right next to Midtown, where I stay at most of the time. Right next to Wynwood. It's right in the middle of anything. If you actually want to look for a shopping destination, and Miami is actually fairly cheap for you to get into, because you can fly into you can either fly into Fort Lauderdale, or you can fly into Miami specifically, and Fort Lauderdale is only like 40 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic of you getting down into Miami. It's actually way better. So, you know, when you're talking about a shopping destination, all of the stores is way far apart. When you walk from hotel to hotel on the Strip in Vegas, it's a long walk. I'm telling you. Trust me. I've walked it all. I've caught the bus. I've taken Ubers. I've rented the car. I've done all of it. All right. Anything that you could possibly do in Vegas except for get finessed and trick off some chicks is outside of that is I've done it all over in Vegas.
Windows wasn't here in the early 90s.
Still, amidst the excitement and newness, there are a few drawbacks for Hebaj, like being away from his 2 older children back in New York, or the limited natural resources.
We don't have a lot of water. We're in the desert. We also don't have tuna swimming in the sea next to us, and we don't have great farms. So things are brought into here, flown in, driven in, etc.
This area didn't exist 10 years ago. I mean, there wasn't much here.
Look at this, a
Las Vegas has
desert.
so little land left, but there's construction everywhere.
Real estate investor and consultant Eric Fernwood has spent more than a decade in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas has a tremendous land shortage, and based on that, you have a situation where you have an ever-increasing population bidding on a fixed supply. That's what attracted me.
More than 80% of the land in Nevada is federally owned, and in Clark County, that number is even higher. Las Vegas can refer to the Las Vegas Valley, the Las Vegas Strip, or the city itself. They all lie within Clark County. Despite having a Las Vegas zip code, the Vegas Strip isn't located within Las Vegas city.
And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that the Strip is not actually in the city of Las Vegas. It's not. It's kind of like its own zip code, but the Strip is its own industry. But when you go into the city of Las Vegas, like when you go into downtown Vegas, it's actually like the Strip can lead into downtown Vegas, but the Strip is not actually Las Vegas. It's not the city of Las Vegas itself. Now, if you're going down to the D, Golden Nugget, all of that type of stuff, which I don't ever stay there. Like I said, I always stay at the Vidara, and I could catch an Uber or, just do something like that in order to get over there, in order to party or whatever downtown. And the new one with the big old pool in it. I forgot what the name of that was over there, but they got all of that over there in downtown Vegas. It's completely different.
Limits. It's split between the unincorporated towns of Paradise and Winchester.
Correct.
Las Vegas has its city limits that stop at the beginning of the Strip, Sahara Avenue. Casino operators intentionally were outside the city. They didn't want to deal with city taxes and fees. Technically, when you're on the Strip, you are literally in Paradise Township.
Excluding the Strip, Las Vegas has sprawled development outwards rather than upwards, eating up the limited public land.
The result is that land is very expensive here.
Hebaj experienced this firsthand when buying his home in 2022.
We had to overbid for this house to buy it. And that was the situation all throughout Vegas. And even now, it seems like there's a tight grip on the housing market.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, overbid on a house or a property. We've seen that happen during the pandemic. Never, ever overbid on a house or a property in order to buy it. They are throwing up these cookie cutter homes over in Vegas, and every single house and every development look the exact same. It looks the exact same. They look just like that. And obviously you can get them smaller or bigger or whatever, unless you Floyd Mayweather or whatever. But they all look like that. They all look cookie cutter. They all stucco. Ain't no brick over in Vegas. All of their food and everything is flown in. Right? Because it's, like I said, it's a desert. And a lot of people say, hey, the best time to go to Vegas is in the wintertime. Man, it be cold in Vegas. It be getting to like 30 and 40 degrees down in Vegas sometimes because it's a desert and it's extremes on both sides. It's extremes on both sides. So I would never move to Vegas. I had some people that I knew that was thinking about it. I would never personally move to Vegas. The only thing that I could see justifiably moving to Vegas for is if you're really out there for a business opportunity, or you coming over from Los Angeles and you don't want to pay taxes. Real talk. I would never actually move over to Vegas.
But what may be a struggle for home buyers and renters is, of course, an asset for investors.
We have maybe 180, 190 clients, and our repeat business rate is in the high 90%.
Let me see if I can get over
they continually buy
product.
properties.
I want to see what
in December 2023, home prices rose 11%.
Look at that. It's just a basic house. It's just a square.
Dry desert, like Las Vegas in the Mojave Desert.
Water scarcity is a constant battle in desert cities like Las Vegas, Palm Springs, Phoenix, Cairo, and Dubai. Luckily, Las Vegas manages it more efficiently than others. Southern Nevada is one of the few places on Earth that recycles all indoor water on a community-wide scale at a staggering rate of 99%. Hotels like the Bellagio have their own wells, and recent legislation targeting new residential and commercial development limits the size of pools and bans the installation of grass.
There is a risk if we continue to have out of control rapid growth for the next 20, 30 years. The next 10 years are probably safe, but at some point it gets really serious.
Still, ongoing drought and climate change conditions continue to affect the region's water sources.
If you fly over, when you flying over Vegas, and you can look, when you're looking down and you seeing everything and all of the different valleys and waters, you can see this. You can see like the lines of the waters that's lined up against, or what the water used to be against certain, valleys or rivers or whatever it is that you want to call them. You can see where the water levels used to be. And now you look at them and they're way down. Way down. The water don't even taste the same over in Vegas. The meat don't taste the same over in Vegas. Like if you going to Vegas, you going to basically party. You going to party to Vegas and you going home. Vegas is a tourist destination for me. I could never see myself ever living in Vegas, ever. Ever living in Vegas. Even the people that be taking you there, the Uber drivers and stuff like that.
But water isn't the only climate issue plaguing the area. Las Vegas is one of the fastest warming cities in the US. The region faces something called the urban heat island effect, which is where a city absorbs and traps the sun's radiation, and in return can't cool down.
The city becomes like a baking oven. And to avoid this, we must have the right materials, the right reflective colors. White buildings obviously are much better than black buildings.
There's a theory that the state symbol should be the orange traffic cone. We often are not doing enough to stop and think about what the development should be and what it needs.
As the Las Vegas suburbs have developed, many have followed an urban sprawl model. Experts urge the city to become more walkable, which would decrease pollution and help manage more space for the growing population.
We don't have continuous shade that makes
Americans like cars. Dog, I was in Vegas one time during the pandemic. It was actually during the pandemic I had went to Vegas. And the temperature was like 114 degrees. I was like, this is crazy. It was like 114 degrees in Vegas. I said, you went outside and you just said, it was dry heat. It wasn't like the muggy heat or nothing like that, but it was 114 degrees outside. I said, this is crazy, bro.
Walking, pleasant and safe. And all year long, the city needs to be more compact, but also mixed use.
Separately, the city's expanding event and attraction scene raises a crucial question. Is the existing workforce equipped to manage the increased workload?
Yeah, we don't care about all of the rest of that stuff. But Vegas is, I think that they're going to obviously continue to grow because anytime you have a tourist destination, you're going to do well over in Vegas. It's going to be a great city, and they're going to generate a lot of revenue. But in the meantime, don't move to Vegas. I'm telling all my chasers, if you're not already there, don't move to Vegas. It is not a place that you're going to want to go to long-term in order to raise your family. Most people that live there say that they only live there because of their work or what it is that they do for a living, but they do not want to stay there. And it get hot and it gets super cold. There's better places to live. We always can just fly in and go and visit, but it's a place of extremes, and I don't think that it's a place that you would ever want to raise your kids in. So that's the biggest thing for me. Where would you want to raise your kids at? That's what you got to think about. So anyways, I'll leave you with that. I want to acknowledge a couple more super chats before we get up out of here. Number one, I want to acknowledge James Davies. Says NYC won a bid to host the 2026 World Cup, but beside political advantage, census, etc., they probably be used for more development. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they had won a World Cup. And again, I also want to acknowledge my baby one more time, sister. Shout out to sis. You talking about sponsoring the show? You absolutely are the sponsor of this show, baby. You are the sponsor of this show. That's a fact, though. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Thank you to everybody that's a part of what it is that we're doing over here at the Millionaire Morning Show. We are your best news source, and we are the best live stream, bar none, bar nobody. There is nobody that's doing what we're doing on the internet. I know it's a lot of people that's trying to copy the format. They're trying to copy the blueprint, but you can't do what we do because you're not us. You're not us at all. So shout out to sis. Again, I appreciate you, baby. Hopefully I'm getting my people through their work day. If you in the truck, if you at the daycare, if you on a job, if you working from home, if you in the school system, and you got me in your earphones, I appreciate you. Absolutely, positively appreciate you. Thank you to all of my chasers. If you're not a part of the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. The best day to join is in the beginning of the month, so you got the best opportunity right now to run it up. Also, Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. We appreciate Teach for live streaming the show, for sponsoring the live stream. And then last but not least, I love you guys. You know that I'm always making sure that I stay grounded, I stay rooted in what we're doing. We are continuing to grow. Shout out to the Grayway. Let me acknowledge that super chat really quickly before we get up out of here. Grayway says, "What's good, AD and the Chasers? The album I produced the track for didn't win the Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album, but hey, we still got nominated." Get it. It's all right. We don't need no Grammys. We're going to get it out on our own. We don't need no acknowledgement from them. Chris Moore says Vegas better than Chicago. That's a fact, though. That's a fact. That's a straight up fact. Listen, we got the Q show tonight. So we're going to be cooking up on the Q show tonight. It's going to be lit. 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Pacific. Okay? Let me say that again. 10 p.m. Eastern. That's my time. All right? 9 p.m. Central. That's for all of y'all folk over there in Texas and Chicago. All right? Mountain time for all of my people that like to live in the middle of the United States of America. We got 8 p.m. and then we got 7 p.m. for the people that's over there in Cowabunga, over there in California, yay, to live and die in L.A. To live and die in L.A. It's the place to be. All right. We got to get out of here because we got to take care of business. Listen, I genuinely love you guys. I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you for supporting for what it is that we got going on over at the Millionaire Morning Show. If you have not subscribed, then you're missing out because this is your best news source, bar none. TV, radio, whatever you listen to, cut that off once we come on and we're going to get over here and get to the money and find out what's happening within all of this place. You know what I'm saying? It's got to come back to the money. Jari Barber says, let me acknowledge Jari real quick. Says, I had a friend that won a Grammy last night. It's lit. Shout out to the Grammys, everybody that won and appreciating them. Shout out to Jottery. Listen, y'all, I need y'all to do me one. Listen, this is very, very important because we don't depend on all of these social media and we don't do any of that. We don't do none of that. All right? We don't do none of that. Shout out to Dorma. Tell them to send me an email. We're going to get them together. I got you, baby. Shout out to Sister. I love you, Sister. Thank you for holding me down, baby. I really do appreciate you. I got to get out of here. Listen, I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. We are interdependent on each other to continue to love each other and run it up and become the best versions of ourselves. We are growing with a group of people that are going in the direction that we're going in. I love you guys. I appreciate you. You are the greatest friends. I don't call you an audience. I don't call you fans because that's not what you are. You are my friends. You are my friends. We all human. We all love each other. We all put on our pants one leg at a time, most of us, except for you zesties that's pulling up your pants at the same time, trying to fit them on you. Don't worry about it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.